She's got a point. I think he did it on purpose.
You're going up. It's up. We're up.
Okay. It is a good show, man. You should watch it.
I know. The only one. It's like reading a book. You want to, if you're going to get in the series, you want to make sure it's a decent series. Otherwise, you're wasting your time.
Originally, they have one in Europe that runs. There it goes. I don't know why this is not.
He said, "Oh, Ross is okay. Holy cow, that'd be terrible." Because what will happen is if I put Brown in his time slot, then there'll be interaction every morning.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
All right, what's the market? Let's see. Slowly. It's hanging. Nasdaq's up 33. Hello. Yes. Oh yeah, what's going on with that? Give me the skinny case, Steph.
November 17th of last year,
Life is okay. And with you? Good drive up? Good. Well, I'll just let you know we're on the air.
Who was working on the roof?
You two.
Was it Chemansky?
it was a subcontractor for him.
Okay. So they didn't cover it up. So wouldn't your insurance cover that as an act of God, though?
Well, they denied it. Because Freddie, his subcontractor, didn't have insurance.
So your company denied it, though?
Yeah.
That's curious. So I wonder why they did.
Thank you.
Okay,
We're
but
close. Chat.
There you go.
November 17th at 7 o'clock at night, it rained really hard.
Make sure your headphones work. That's what we had every once in a while we have
okay.
trouble with it.
Well, they were cooking back that night because we had to make several phone calls to tell them because we were the only ones in the building. And they got covered after it rained.
Okay.
And the landlord, the hired Genesis, refused to do anything about it. They didn't want to have nothing to do with it. Justified it when we got all that in writing.
So in other words, they didn't want to turn it over to their building insurance?
Nope. Their insurance told them, nope, don't turn it into us, not our problem. I'm like, wow, you guys hired the roofer.
Yeah. Okay.
So then Mark Kaminsky tried to he didn't want to fill in his insurance. He wanted to fix everything himself. But he waited for like a couple of days or the next day to come there. We have electronic equipment in there with humidity. He wasn't willing to do anything. So we hired Project X to come and dehumidify the air to save our equipment. We had about $30,000 worth of equipment in there that's electronic. And it took about 3 weeks to even get the subcontractor insurance. It's just a mess. And then now their insurance are ignoring us. And it's just, this building's still fixed. Now he's blaming us because we hired Project X.
Gee, I don't know I just have no idea who's culpable in this. This is, it's crazy. I would think the landlord's insurance, because he hired it doesn't even matter who he hired, but he hired the work to be done. I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, we just don't know what to do because now their insurance won't even speak to us. Because it took months before they actually almost put us out of business because they wouldn't fix the building.
Are they saying that, it's not their problem? I mean, is his insurance basically saying that? Because I'm not sure if it is their problem,
His insurance you know, from water. Well, Project X told them you're going to have to mitigate this because they've got asbestos in the drywall. It ruined 3 rooms. I mean, the drywall's sagging and everything.
Jeez.
Don't try to tell us the drywall's better when it's wet.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know if they'd be responsible for a code upgrade. God, I just don't know. Dude, why don't you just call into the show here in a few minutes? Let's talk about it on air, honestly. Let's get Tom's opinion on it.
All right, I got some more to get together and I'll have to call you back.
All right, do that, but let's, okay. I mean, just let's talk about it. I'm curious. We'll get an insurance expert on. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, they're just ignoring us totally. We're on $27,000.
Well, where can I have our producer call you? This number?
No, 03
Yep.
75 5696. Now my partner's involved in this too, so she's the one that's trying to get everything together. She's a therapist.
Yeah, but regardless, let's just talk about it and get an expert on. I don't know. I just have I got a bunch of questions, but I'd rather do it on the air. What's your first name, man?
Chris?
Chris. All right, Chris. I'm going to have Suzanne call you here in a minute.
All right.
Bye.
Hey, Mark.
What's up, Steph? What time might take off?
When did they leave? Oh, probably around 8 or so. I want to show you something.
Go ahead. What is it?
Stuff I've got upcoming.
Oh, cool. TSM deals.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this, UC?
Under contract.
Oh, okay. So these are all going to close, hopefully?
This one and this one are, these are 2 I'm working on.
Cool. So they're calling.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to show you that because I've been working
What
like
does
crazy
casual
cultivating.
buyer mean?
Not committed yet.
Oh, okay.
Not committed.
Very cool.
So anyway, I had to share. I was so excited when I was kind of putting together all my stuff I was working on. I wanted to show that to you.
Get him on for Genesis.
Yeah.
I IM'd you one to get on the air with his phone number. We're going to be running some ads up there soon too for referralists, which will start
Awesome.
lighting up the springs.
Yeah.
Light them up.
I've got that Van Halen song in my head. Let's start to light 'em up.
Oh, do that?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
easy to do that stuff. How do you get it out? Shake your head.
Yeah, Michael's a Van Halen fan, so I know all those songs
The
real well.
Russian.
Yep, I know all that real well.
What time did he leave?
I think they were loading up when I left about 7:45. So.
Oh, they haven't even left yet.
Oh no, they left about
Oh.
about 8. They
Yeah.
were just finishing a couple things.
Where are they going?
They're going to
Moab.
Moab.
Dirt biking or
Yeah.
four-wheeler? He's
Yeah.
a dirt biker?
He's a 4-wheeler.
Okay.
Michael has 4-wheelers, but he's going with the guys are actually taking razors this time. So Michael's gonna ride with some of the
When we say razors, you're not talking about...
the Polaris razors.
Oh, okay.
The big,
They're
the,
4-seaters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're 4-seater UTVs.
Yeah.
So they're doing that.
Geez, I went to Moab. I hadn't ridden dirt bike for 15 years.
Did you have fun?
Oh, I got hurt.
Oh, what'd you do?
Moab is
Well,
tough.
I tried to jump over a little ravine there, and I went out and came down. And went over.
What goes up must come down.
How are you today, sir?
No, I didn't break it.
I'm doing good.
I'm pretty tough.
You're pretty tough.
Is your dad in this week, right?
No, next week.
Why did I have?
What day are you going to go flying?
Well, let me just look. I had it this week, so I was. But now, you're kidding me this week because it was. So Miles' party is Friday, right?
No, it's 25th. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Friday the
a
25th.
week. You're a week ahead of time.
I know.
Hey, we're up too. We're just on.
I heard your sisters are coming. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You got skinny suits?
Yeah, I've had
Skinny jeans.
Skinny suits, skinny jeans.
You know, I noticed that I'm growing, like my shirts are starting because I'm working out. I'm not getting heavier, but things are not fitting me like they were, and I don't know if I should cut back. What the hell I should do?
So you're saying you're buffing?
Eat
I
more.
am.
More carbs.
Neck and my
Carbs are the best thing for losing weight.
That would be a good thing on
Isn't
the
it
show.
funny
You
how
should have
people
wrestling
think-
match between you
people
and
think
Mark.
people think Whole Foods.
Hey, you have got
No,
Suzanne.
I'll do thumb wrestling, but I don't do anything other physical shit like that.
You have got Suzanne really psyched on this.
Yeah, well,
let's
we're online right now, but we'll talk about it. I think we should. I think it would be life changing. Is the cord in there, or did she go to get it?
Look, it looks like a wave.
Mark,
Yeah,
I
I
think
can do
it
that
could
with a
change.
pencil.
It could change everything. I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Yeah. Oh, so guess what? I go to this doctor that my dentist made an appointment with.
Yeah.
He says we don't do that.
Holy cow, we're up with them.
Well, that's weird. So what do you do?
Help me if you can.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Could you answer those, Brutus, until Susan gets here? Put them on hold until she gets here. We got people calling in already that need help, information, and referrals. I'm Tom Martino, and this is the Troubleshooter Show. And as you know, or maybe you don't, maybe you just heard about us, we help people. That's what we do. I don't think you can rightfully, thank God, call me a journalist, because I'm not. I am an advocate. Now, I objectively look at situations and I unbiasedly examine them, but then I take a stand and I let people know up front where I stand. This guy's bad, this guy's good, this guy's a ripoff, this guy's a liar. I think we ought to do this, we ought to do that. So I take a stand. Whether you know it or not, even journalists take a stand. They don't just tell you. They have a stand. They do. Now, they might report news like car accidents, plane crashes, things like that. Of course, they don't have a bias there. But when it comes to other stories, the bias is in the selection of stories and how they cover them. And speaking of journalism, I think a very prime consumer topic right now in this town is we're losing a newspaper, really, if you think about it. The Denver Post is going to hell in a handbasket. They have been taken over by a hedge fund, and they're just letting people go. And really, the paper is not that good. Now, you know, the journalists, so-called journalists, are struggling with this. They don't like their ownership. They're even doing articles about it. It's quite a controversy. But here's what I want to ask, and then I'm going to take your calls, problems, questions, complaints on everything, anything you want to talk about. In fact, this hour brought to you by Become the Banker, which is an investment opportunity, buying whole life insurance, but it's universal, it's investment grade life, and I'll talk about that in a second. This whole show, commercials and content are all the same. We talk about things we believe in, things that can help you. No one can advertise on this show unless I approve them. This is the only show of its kind, okay? Now you have, like I said, so-called journalists who write in papers and have news shows, and their sponsors are in the commercial breaks, and they have this illusion they're not supported by sponsors, but they are. The point is not to be influenced by sponsors the wrong way. For example, if you say you believe in something and you don't, you better not say you believe in it. But a lot of people can be bought. So what about newspapers? Do we need newspapers?
No.
Anymore, seriously.
Not print.
Do we truly need them? I mean, I like having local news of some kind. I want to know what's happening locally. Of course I do. I love these community bulletin boards and all of that, but I like having local news. But the local news, do we need a newspaper? First of all, the actual delivery process of a newspaper, I think it's terrible. It's not a good thing. I don't think people care about, you know, now there are some elderly people that want, oh, I need my newspaper. But truly, how inefficient is it when you can read on your phone, your laptop, your computer? So, I want to ask if the Denver Post, not for nostalgia, but truly, do you think we need a newspaper? I think they should convert to online. I mean, we do need local news, but we get local news on TV and on radio. But what is so sacred about newspapers? You know, people say freedom of the press, but really, how much pressing do we do nowadays? I would like your opinion on that. I think that so-called journalists, they overemphasize their importance. Now, I think freedom of the press is unbelievably important. Our rights are unbelievably important. But I don't think that we need any one way to do it. There's nothing sacred about a newspaper. So let's do the show, all right? And as I said, becomethebanker.info. If you tune in there, you'll see a video. You can sign up for a seminar. Listen, it's not a get-rich-quick thing. It's basically a very safe and conservative investment with a guaranteed return of 4%. Plus, they pay a 1% dividend. They've been paying a dividend for 125 years. That can go up or down, but the 4% is guaranteed. The life insurance is just an excuse to do the program. It really is. The government allows you to grow life insurance proceeds, the cash value, in a tax-free environment. So you buy a mutual company, you buy life insurance, and then you overfund it on purpose. So, for example, if insurance is costing you, I'm just giving fictitious numbers, if insurance costs you $50 a month, you put in $300 a month, and that extra $250 grows tax-free. And then it also, you can borrow from it to buy things, appliances and stuff, instead of going to a credit card. And then that credit card payment you would make, instead of making that, you pay it back to your insurance, which grows that fund even more. And as you borrow the money, that money is still gaining interest. You just have to pay the insurance company for the difference, and then you overfund it. Here's the idea. It's forced savings, tax-free for when you retire. But in between, you get to use the money. Becomethebanker.info. Today we're doing real estate and lending and finance as well as everything else. So we're going to introduce them in a second. Right now, Kelly has a problem. Kelly, what's going on in your life, Kelly? Welcome. What's happening?
Hey, I bought a new home a year ago and closed on it in December of 2016. And the warranty ran out, but there were some warranty items with
all right, did you let them know what the problems were before the warranty ran out?
Yes.
Okay.
I had them out several times.
Well, then, if they were never fixed, it would still be covered. What's going on?
So the soil compaction in my neighborhood wasn't done correctly, I don't think, because they come back and fill it. It rains a little bit or heavily, and then there's voids that appear underneath.
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot. So what is the issue today?
So basically, I have a 3-inch void about 6 feet deep under the concrete pad in my driveway.
Okay. Did you get this before and complain about it and it came back?
Yeah, I've complained about the soil compaction issues in several areas around the house.
They don't have to cover that beyond the warranty. If they fixed it the first time, and I don't mean fix the whole thing. For example, if you say I have a void and they fix that void and then another void shows up, they don't have to keep doing that as long as you own your home. Under most warranties, that will just expire. Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. Soil compaction is a very, very controversial topic because almost no one does it right, and you almost always have issues in Colorado at some time. It's part of home ownership. Chris, I could lie to you, excuse me, Kelly, I could lie to you and say we're going to call the company, we're going to do this. You know, we can, but landscaping, soil compaction, and those kinds of things just happen. Unless it was egregious, like they built over soil and did not follow the recommended engineering guidelines. Okay, they did not do something. It was really egregious. But if they simply didn't tamp soil, or that would be a warranty issue, and it expires. If they didn't do enough backfill, or if they slightly sloped the
the next door neighbor's already had to have his helicoils put in his foundation because the house sank.
Now that's a different topic. I just said if it's egregious and they did not follow engineering guidelines. Now, the neighbor that had these helicoils done, did the builder do it for them?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, was it under the structural warranty?
Probably.
How long is the structural warranty?
That's a 210 warranty.
Okay, 210. 10 years?
Yeah.
What's the 2?
After 2 years, it goes to an outside entity.
Okay.
First year is builder.
did you put in, you don't have structural problems right now. You have a void. And the slab is not, the driveway is not considered structural. So it's a different animal. But are you having problems with your home? If so, let's get some ammunition for you and let's help you. But if you're talking about a void under the driveway, they're not going to cover it. We can ask them to, but they're going to say that the warranty expired. Well, if they say the warranty expires, Kelly, I'm not fighting with you. I'm saying I'm playing the builder right here.
I understand.
So you say to me, "Hey, builder, there's a void," and I'm going to say, "Yeah, so what? The warranty's over. What's your response? I want to play this and see if we have a case. What would you say? The warranty expired, Kelly."
I brought it to your attention several times. You didn't do it right the first time on the repair.
Yeah, but we're only obligated to fix it under warranty, and we did the best we could. It's not a defect.
Best we could should be fixed. That's why I bought a new house.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right, except that if they fix something and it comes back, unless it's the same exact one they never fix, that I could argue with. Is this another void or the same one?
No, it's the same area.
What's the name of the builder? What's the name of the builder?
St. Aubin Homes.
St. Aubin. Jesus.
They're out of Colorado Springs.
St. Aubin. Mark, how do you feel about this? How do you feel? Do you think they're going to do anything? We got experts in here. Frank Duran, the real estate man, he's here. We have Stephanie Thomas. She's a realtor, a broker in Colorado Springs.
I'd light a fire under their ass and have them do something.
We have Brent Ivinson. If you own the home.
If I own the home, I'd be camping out wherever they're building a house until they get this fixed.
But technically, it could be a warranty issue that
it sure could be.
What do you think, Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Mark. I would camp out until it gets fixed. It seems like I agree with caller. If you
it's a brand new house.
Come out and fix it, and it's still not fixed,
it's a brand new home.
Be fixed.
You know, if they used Scott's backhoe and excavating, this wouldn't have happened.
No, Scott's a great guy.
The problem I have is each time it rains, this thing settles like 4 inches. I have a torrent going down my backyard. It never dries out because they didn't.
That's a different issue.
There is no drainage.
That's a different issue. Well, here's what you need to do. Okay, I'm going to give you some steps, and we'll help you. I promise you, we'll help you.
I wonder if he should do a soils report and see what the hell's going on.
Here's what you need to do. You need to ask the builder or find out how your foundation was put in. Then you need to go to the county. All of this is public record. And ask the building department, you want to know the engineering requirements for that lot and the drainage requirements.
The erosion.
You believe that the drainage, now it's not for an individual home. The drainage plan is for the subdivision. So here's where it gets complicated. If St. Aubin Homes bought a lot from a developer and they just bought it, it's up to that developer to do the drainage properly. It gets very complicated, Kelly, unless...
And they did buy them.
What's that?
Basically, this is one of those developments that was done in 2008. It's been sold like 14 times. That's a whole nother district, a whole other issue with the metro
and
district.
Guess what, Kelly?
Crap.
Guess what? Due to, you're not going to have much there. The developer's gone. But as far as the home builder, did he do anything? There were grading requirements for that home. The first thing we want to do, did he do something wrong? You hear attorneys saying negligence per se, they say that. They're saying that if somebody breaks the law, that's your proof. But this is not a law broken, but this would be if they did not follow a regulation. You could use that maybe to say, hey, if they didn't follow your grading plan, that's why I'm having a problem. Can you enforce it? They will help you. So I would go and make sure, first of all, they followed the grading, they followed the engineering recommendations.
The foundation plan.
The foundation plan. That's the first thing, to make sure you're not going to have problems like your neighbor. Then you ask them straight up, and you say it this way. Before I go to the media and make a mess, I want to know if you're going to simply fix those voids that have been brought up before. Please, if you're not going to, I want a refusal in writing. And here is Tom Martino's number, and he is waiting for me to give him the results because he's on a rant about all these new builders. Suzanne, give him a number he can call us back and that he can give to the home builder.
All right.
Listen, we'll help you, but this is like so many problems. They come up time and time again. We have a comment really quick. I know I'm over time, but Anthony, if it has to do with this, I want to hear it. What is your comment on this?
we had a New Richmond home, and we had a driveway issue with our driveway sinking.
Yes,
And it was,
on Richmond, yes.
Yep, we told them all about it right before the warranty expired. Warranty expired. They still didn't do anything, and all we did is drafted an attorney letter and said, hey, someone can fall, and it's going to be your fault. After that letter, they came out and replaced the whole driveway for us.
Okay, and when you say you drafted an attorney letter, did you write it or did an attorney write it?
No, an attorney wrote it for us.
Good. Listen,
so
sometimes it takes that, unfortunately, to get them off the duff, just to get them to do something. So he did a letter. Kelly, when you put things in writing, and Anthony, thanks for the call, when you put things in writing, it means something. It just does. And when you say to someone, if you're going to refuse to do this repair, I want the refusal in writing. When you do that, it takes it to another level, and sometimes they think, you know what, let's just fix it. Sometimes it works that way. Speaking of real estate, which is our theme today, real estate, I have one thing that I absolutely love, and that's absolute radon safety, which gives you absolute peace of mind. I have seen radon tests kill real estate deals because someone gets a high number and they say, I'm not buying that house. It's going to take thousands of dollars to fix. Or you're selling a home and your broker says, oh my God, you have high radon, what are we going to do? Some people care about radon, some people don't, but the people that care, they're going to make it an issue. But I have absolute peace of mind with absolute radon safety. They can fix most radon problems, like 85 to 90% of them, for just $899. That's right. They can mitigate for $899, a system that works for years and years and years to come. Even in the odd event where it's a little more than that, it's only going to be a few $100s more. Absolute radon safety, their testing that you should get starts at just $20. And you can go as much as you want with this test. You can do a simple test or a long, drawn-out test where they take samplings every day. It's up to you. And then they mitigate for $899. 303-880-0682. Look for them on the referral list, referralist.com. They're called Absolute Radon Safety.
What's up, Frank?
Morning. How you doing, buddy?
Brent, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Tom.
Good.
Hello. The highway drive across the metro area, your freeway system.
That was a drive this morning, yeah. St. Auburn, it's all been go to northern Colorado and Colorado Springs.
Are they decent? Are they upscale? What are they?
No, they're a production kind of quality type. They
Well, French is a nice area, though.
yeah. I mean, their highest price point looks like it's mid-5s. They were the 50th largest home builder in the country in 2012.
Oh, that's good.
Largest private builder in the state of Colorado in 2012. Fastest growing company in the country in 2012.
70 with your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30. K-House.
There's a warranty number here, too. They need to call a warranty.
Well, it's
negative 40 to 140
Well, he's out of warranty. So they say.
He should have, though, when he was in the building process, he should have seen, like, an engineering report for the lot. He should have seen a lot of that kind of stuff.
A licensed professional for just $39. A predictable way to find out what's wrong. You know, when you wake up and there's no heat, or you hear that little noise in your furnace, that happened to me. That's why I'm mentioning it. And I call Fix It 24/7.
See, maybe you said you were reading an article, Michigan selling for half of the Canadian
For what? For what? They're one of their
good. How you doing? Is that doctor that's doing the
half a billion to who? Not one person.
Coming and talking to sales guys.
So it was the doctor for the skaters and stuff?
Well,
or no, gymnasts.
The problem is with Olympics, they just don't. They
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
all over the refine.
What does that take away from you?
I would get some of it's taxpayers. Well, surgical testing.
Taxpayers' money, but not federal.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Defense Day in
Oh, yeah.
Do they?
You're grumpy, man. You're fucking grumpy.
It's huge. And that's the thing. We know it. We've done it in the past. We've ran a big workshop forever. It's just sort of thing God is that.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
Stay with them, talk to them, touch them.
Mark, one time I was going in to get a rental car. This is like 2 years ago. We were getting ready to take a trip. And I just turned the radio off, and you said something like that. Said, Suzanne, you guys are having a bet. You go, I don't ever remember being wrong. As I'm getting out of the car, I'm laughing about this, and I'm walking in to get my rental car, and that guy must have thought I was crazy or something. I walk in and laugh. That's the last thing I hear as I'm walking into the.
You should have told him. Yeah. You don't mark it.
Right here, 70.
For sure.
In 2013, the federal government spent $76 billion on higher education, while the state spent $3.
Then all of a sudden, wow,
it's all fucking federal.
Well, I talked to a family member.
Fucking liberal agenda.
Co-sign, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now you
I told you. That's not even close.
It's amazing once they're
What's
faced with
why?
the reality of their situation, how quickly their whole dynamic will change.
Oh, yeah. Well, what's the new
Federal government can be responsible for. They should fire everybody
What's the
involved.
Median right now is 407. Okay, then single family median is 440.
Because the plane was like,
wow.
That's down.
Yeah, that was from April. We don't have May stats until June.
Okay, so it's down from March because I think last time we were all together.
Yesterday
The
was the
average
highest.
sold price is 522, but the median is
Okay, maybe that's
440. Yeah.
I thought you were talking interest rates, man. What was it? Almost 4.15 30-year?
No, 4.625.
625.
4.58.
And that's if you got solid credit, man.
740, 20% down.
It's over 5% now on some shit.
Yeah.
But aren't they expecting a few more hikes before the end of the year, though?
Yeah, they are. That's somewhat baked into the market. What's driving rates right now is the bond market more than anything else. It broke the 10-year broke 300 and then closed at 309 yesterday. So that's putting pressure on everything. But you see all the housing stuff, all
It's
the
still
building
not
stuff.
that great for an investment, though. I go, who the heck? It just seems so crazy, man.
Well, that's the thing. That's probably think about it.
That's why the market.
Nobody wants to have 500 grand out for 30 years at 4 3/4.
That's crazy.
It's not a great return.
Not when there's a roulette table right in Vegas.
Right.
Now that sports betting's illegal, or legal.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 40 years fighting for you, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube. And Cam Solar is our solar place. You need to save money with solar. If you want solar, go camsolar.com. Why do I say that? Because they will give you an analysis and an estimate, all of it, within 20 minutes. You call them or you go to gocamsolar.com, put a /troubleshooter for your analysis. They're in Denver. They have 3,000 systems around the country they've installed, and they are now in Denver helping people here. Great people. GoCamSolar.com /troubleshooter. Remember this. We still have federal tax credits, and we still have utility company rebates, so it's zero out of pocket. And if you finance, you'll start saving money right away. Remember this. Zero out of pocket. And they do have financing available. GoCamSolar.com /troubleshooter. Yes.
How about the fact those guys can do an estimate in 20 minutes over the phone?
Do you know how they do that? Now, there are all kinds of services that take pictures of homes. So when it comes to roofers, Mark, roofers can now go on and use this. Insurance companies use it. They can tell how many squares your home is and how much it's going to cost. I mean, it's amazing what they can do from a bird's eye view. And there are constantly new pictures being taken all the time. Do you guys utilize any software like that in the mortgage business? Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans, do you?
You know, we do on the appraisal side of things often. You know, if we have a question of condition of the property, if we have a question of what we're looking at, our underwriting group and our appraisal management group will definitely utilize anything, you know, whether it's Google Earth, all over. We'll look at anything we can.
303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. And Don't forget that, becomethebanker.info. Somebody just emailed me about that. It's .info. Okay, Louise wants to talk about Microsoft, and then we're also talking real estate. You just heard Brent Ivinson. If you have any mortgage-related questions, we also have Frank Duran, the real estate man, here, and we have Stephanie Thomas here from the Springs area. She's who are you with in the Springs? What agency?
Red Bow Realty.
Red Bow Realty. And, of course, Frank is with RE/MAX Alliance. Hey, Louise, what's going on with Microsoft? Are you there, dear? What, Louise?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, what's going on?
They're charging me.
Yeah.
They're charging me money out of my account.
How much, Louise? You sound...
Let's say some smart.
You sound very upset. How much money?
Well, since March, over $400.
It just comes out of your account?
For what?
Yes.
Well, what do they say it's for?
Microsoft.
I know, but what do they say it's for?
Microsoft Xbox.
Okay, I got to ask you a few questions, okay? Have you ever had, you or anyone in your family or circle, have you ever had a Microsoft account?
Yes, when I lived in Oregon, but that's since November 2016 I moved.
Okay. Now, this is an Xbox account, and they're charging you every month. Is that right?
No.
I don't think they do it that way.
How much?
Okay, let's start with, every time the bank tells me this is going on, they cancel my debit card. And the bank that I have is not here, it's clear in Castle Rock. So every time they stop my card, and then, I tell them, okay, stop payment on this, which they say they're going to do. So on May 2nd, when I just got this brand new card, they charged me $24.99 twice in one day. And then on the 10th, $24.99 again.
I can tell you why it's happening, okay? And you're going to have to trust me and do exactly what I say. If you called me for help, I'm going to give you help. I helped someone with the same exact problem. Microsoft has a very loosey-goosey way of charging, and they often do this with just a wrong credit card or a wrong name, or someone is purposely doing it, and they just do it. They just do it automatically. Here's your problem. People believe, and not you, but everyone listening that has done this before, they change their card number, and they think that'll fix it. It will not fix it. In fact,
that's true.
Doing a new account at the same bank won't fix it. Here's why. Without getting into detail, there are things called cross-collateralization agreements, and that means any account you have in that bank can be tapped for anything you're obligated to. That's a short thing to say. What I want you to do is close the account, and you must move to a completely different bank and open an account. I know that's a pain in the ass, but you have to do it. It will never stop. Once someone has your ACH information, it will never stop. And here's what happens. When you have an account and you get a new card, or you open a new account at the same institution, what they do when a charge comes through is look for other accounts you have, and believe it or not, they will charge those accounts, and they will also charge your new card because the creditor claims you are obligated. Now, I have always thought banks, credit cards, and all of those should never get in the middle of it. If the consumer says, I did not make that charge, even if the credit card company doesn't believe them, they should simply cancel it. And I'll tell you why. Because it's up to the creditor to go after the consumer. And just because a credit card company or a bank says, we're not going to help you, that doesn't stop the creditor, so it wouldn't do the creditor any harm. So I don't like the way the system is set up, but it's set up so creditors can do anything they want. I've said this before. The only way to stop it is to close the account and open it in another bank. If you have any money missing right now, your credit card company, oh no, it's a debit card, right? Will your bank reimburse you for the stuff that's missing?
They were supposed to. They have stopped them from going through my account, the other day.
Yes.
And another one went through, and they authorized it to go through.
Okay.
And this is a brand new card.
How
I
much
live
is
on
it?
Social Security.
How much is it?
$59.99.
Okay.
I think. Do you have any kids that have an Xbox? I mean, somebody is charging something, though.
Yes.
You do.
Exactly. I have a 12-year-old boy. Yes.
Well, that's what's going on here.
That's exactly what's going on.
But he's not charging anything.
No, it can happen online automatically. If your card or your account, and it doesn't have to be the new card. You say it's like it's magic. Oh, the new card got charged. The card, they don't care about the card. Once they have your ACH information and the bank routing number, they will find your account. That's why you must leave the institution. What is the name of the bank?
Bank of America.
Okay, you need to leave Bank of America. You need to leave them completely. Leave them and go to another bank and start over. If you do that for me, I pledge to you to get your money back. Okay? Suzanne, tell her how she gets in touch with us. Or just write to us live at troubleshooter.com. I'm Tom Martino. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Let's dispense with the pleasantries. Hi, how are you? That's fine. I don't care. Brent, the same thing. Stephanie, it's understood. You guys are all nice people. I just want to get to the meat. What's going on with the real estate market right now, Frank?
It's hot, Tom. 14 homes under contract in the last 2 weeks. Multiple bidding wars. Just took a higher-end property, priced it at $699, sold it for $753. Underappraised, but got the buyer to cover $20,000 of the appraisal gap.
Wow. Stephanie, how's it going in the Springs area?
Same thing. We are on fire.
Is there any indication this will slow down, either of you?
Near future, Tom.
Okay. Brent, the mortgage business.
Yeah, we're seeing, despite interest rates climbing, we're seeing the same thing. It is competitive out there. If you are buying, get pre-approved so that you can make your offer stand out.
And we can talk about that, too. I'm Tom Martino, Simply Floors, Inc. Remember that name, and then put a .com on it. And I promise you're going to save money, 20, 30, 40, sometimes half, over big boxes, over the other big so-called mills and outlets. This place is simply a place run by Buddy Mitchell and his team of designers and installers, and he has buying clout because he's part of an independent buying group of independent dealers around the country, and he has simply promised to make less profit to give you more savings for the same quality material, installation, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. If you want laminates or hardwoods or tile or carpet or anything, go to simplyfloorsinc.com. He also has a showroom at 52nd and Ward. You can stop by there, but no need to. They can bring samples to you. simplyfloorsinc.com.
The 12-year-old grab the credit card and fucking change. That's exactly what I think.
I totally agree with you.
Probably. It doesn't matter, though. She needs to... Oh, what you're saying is she needs to keep that away.
Even if she goes to another bank, what I'm saying is the kid will grab the new card.
She needs to beat his ass.
No, this kid is doing it.
The upgrade to the gold is $59.95. I've had 2 people text me this shit. The amounts are exactly what these kids do now.
No,
Not only do you buy the game, then they charge you for like all kinds of shit.
Bonnie did.
What? Yeah.
Bonnie did it. He tapped my card.
Yeah, my kid did.
So we had, our girls, this was...
And I hung them by his feet.
4 or 5 years ago.
Like Michael Jackson.
They were on some mermaid game on Apple, and they were buying coins.
Oh, yeah, you buy coins to unlock them.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
I
we
said,
get this
I'll
bill
unlock
for like
your ass.
$630.
The game's free,
Oh,
but you gotta pay to win.
Hey, those are good coins.
Yeah, right. I was like, listen.
They're Bitcoins.
Yeah, right, yeah, that's what I thought. We bought Bitcoins. Awesome. Unbelievable.
So how do I sell these coins? Well, you can't.
What can I do with this
But
$600?
they upgraded to a Barbie dress, so my God, what else do you want?
I got a gold mermaid tail. It's awesome.
Yeah, your mermaid tail is
What's that going to help me with?
It's not every
What's
day.
that going to help you with? All the people I play will really be impressed with that gold tail.
I'm selling this damn.
Don't look, I want to stay in there with GE with you. Come on.
Are you still in GE?
Yeah.
What'd you buy it at? Ah, sucker!
You know,
I made
so
a profit.
years ago, our girls are now. Braden is into any, like, Madden and baseball.
I might rebuy it when it drops.
He's all about it.
Yeah.
And I haven't sold it.
But he also, though, if you
for
like last night,
95.
I got home and he was upstairs playing Madden. I'm like, hey, let's go outside and throw baseball. Okay, no, try right downstairs. I'd much rather do that than.
If Tom bought Amazon, when I told him to buy Amazon, you'd be 65% up here today.
Nice.
Just saying.
So all he wants to do
Or Microsoft.
Oh my God, Microsoft. If you bought Microsoft when I had Suzanne buy it, we made more off of her 401k than that other guy.
It's when you don't have time to go do that with him that he's like, okay, well, I'm going to get on the
Isn't that fucking unbelievable?
Yeah, right.
By the way, Frontier is finally loading the airplanes correctly. From the front to the back.
He'll tell me stuff. He educates me.
Our
I'm like,
girls are
okay.
my girls are the same way with cheerleading. It's just they will go anything and everything.
Yeah.
It's just reading on watch.
How many shares of GE do you own? Actually, I've got about 7,000 online. Oh, damn it. It definitely sold. Watch it break 15 now.
It's going to break 18.
It better have sold in this account. I'm so conservative on my dad's account. Yep, sold. He's all cash. Now I just gotta wait for a fucking shitty day. Maybe that will.
Put him something.
Hopefully that fat little kid in Korea will start rattling the sword again. Yeah, well, I didn't buy it, so you didn't. Next thing you'll do, you'll be telling me that Foot Locker's gonna be fucking going down. A buddy of mine was so convinced that Foot Locker last earnings was going to go down. And I started thinking, yeah, who the fuck goes to the mall to buy $100 Nikes? You can buy it on Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, there's a lot of fucking people that go to the mall and buy Nikes.
You should have called me. I can tell you, I'm at the mall buying Nikes for my kids.
I couldn't believe it. Foot Locker, they come out with earnings that blows everybody away. I'm the only guy that shorted it. Oh my God! I lost $6,000 in like an hour.
So here's the problem, right? So because we've tried to order stuff online from like Zappos, right? It's great. Order it today. It's on your porch tomorrow. Yeah. Problem is, you can't try it on.
Well,
and with the kids,
with Amazon, you can't have it on.
Right. No, I know, but then you still got to send all the crap I can deal with. Like I've found it's easier just to take them and go, do these fit? It's the here and now, and I'm done.
Amazon. A lot of people don't know this right now. You can buy. Let's say you want Levi's. Yeah. You don't know what size, what kind, the 550s, the 505s, whatever you want. So let's say you buy 15 pairs. Yeah. You find the one pair that you want. Right. You've opened everything up. Everything's out. Blah blah blah. You put it in a fucking trash bag. Literally, you go to Kohl's, you bring it to the back of Kohl's, they'll pack it, ship it back, you'll have your full credit. But you gotta go to Kohl's. I hate Kohl's.
Yeah, right.
You just drive by and throw his bag, yeah, Kohl's.
It's a horrible model.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. We're also here to make quality recommendations, and if you're ever in trouble and need a defense attorney, Joe Lazzara. Joe Lazzara is there whether you're guilty or innocent. So many people say, oh, why do you need an attorney for innocent? Don't even listen to that BS. When you're accused of something, you know, it's an unfortunate reality that people stop looking when they think you are the one. And also, when it comes to any kind of a crime at all, there is a system of adversarial justice. It means that the defense opposes the prosecutor opposes the defense, and that's our system. Joe Lazzara is there to advocate for those who are accused. I'll leave the judging to God and to judges. Meanwhile, if you need help, 303-429-6200, Joe Lazzara will tirelessly defend you, and he is very passionate about what he does. Just remember Lazzara, okay? You'll find him on my referral list. Referralist.com. All of these people you can find there if you don't get the number. 303-429-6200. All right, so we have two people on. Should I bring them up at the same time? We have a complaint here. Is this Chris?
Yes, I'm
okay,
here.
Chris, is this with Genesis Total Exteriors on my referral list?
Yeah.
Okay,
I talked to this guy a little just to prep it. I think this is more of an insurance question than anything.
But do you have a problem with Genesis?
Well, their insurance is not responding to our attorney.
Can you tell me the situation then? Tell me what happened.
Is Sheree on the line with this?
Oh, I'll bring her up. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, she has the timelines of everything. I'm at work, so I don't have the picture.
Sherry, can you give us a very brief outline? What's going on? I'm coming into this, and I don't know where we stand. What's going on?
Okay, good morning.
Hi.
Okay, so Chris and I prepped a business for 3 months, getting it pretty ourselves, July to September 29th. September 29th was our grand opening for a brand new business, which happened to be in the suite next door of my existing business of 5 years.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So September 29th, we have our grand opening.
Yeah.
November 17th, it was a Friday. The landlord had apparently hired Genesis to put a new roof on.
Okay.
Friday evening, about 6 o'clock, I went around. I was the only one left in the building. I noticed the roof was leaking. It's a drop ceiling.
Okay.
I contacted my landlord, and she said, well, that's why we're getting a new roof.
Sure.
And I sent pictures because the leak had quadrupled in about 4 minutes.
Now, this was before Genesis worked on it or after?
No, this is when this is their roof job.
Okay.
This is their roof job.
Okay.
So our brand new business of 7 weeks basically got flooded out and destroyed in 15 minutes.
Wow, that wasn't a leak. That was a gusher.
Yes.
Okay.
I have pictures.
All right, so go ahead.
Rainfall. We have our business is using $9,000 a piece massage chairs, and we have 5 of them.
Okay.
So we were pretty upset because one
I
of the
understand.
rainfalls was right next to the
Sherry,
chair.
let's just suffice it to say, okay, a bad roof job by Genesis caused a major flood, and you're devastated. Let's get to the problem.
Yeah. Okay, so the problem is November 17th, November 30th, we received a phone call because Mark had subcontracted this job.
Okay.
And his name was Freddie. Well, Freddie told us the night of the flood, I told him not to tear off so much. So basically what they did is they tore off and they didn't tie back in.
All right, so you're telling me about the roof
30th.
Problem, but what is your problem?
Because November 30th, we got a call from the subcontractor's insurance, Freddie, saying he wasn't insured.
Okay.
For this type of damage.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not, according to our lease, our landlord is completely off the hook. The only person we can go after is Mark.
So your lease indemnifies the landlord?
Yes.
Okay. And you're going to, and obviously you want to go after whoever caused the damage. And so what about your own insurance?
No, we didn't. Our policy doesn't. We didn't suffer. The only thing we lost was a 32-inch TV, and our deductible was $500.
Well, wait a minute. You don't have commercial. You don't have insurance for business interruption or anything. See, because your insurance would pay, and if Genesis is at fault, they'll subrogate against Genesis. But do you have normal business insurance?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you didn't put in a claim?
Yeah, we put in a claim, but it was property, general liability, property, and
they don't own the building, so they're probably denying anything to do with the roof.
What about business interruption and all that?
If she had it.
I don't think we had that.
Okay, so let's get right to this. You're trying to go after Genesis Insurance, and what's happening?
Yeah, they're blowing us off. Our attorney said we claimed a construction eviction 22 days
a constructive eviction, right? Because you're saying you have to leave. You're evicting yourself, and let's get right to this. Who is blowing you off? Genesis
Mark.
Insurance Company? Well, Mark has to turn it over to his insurance, right? So
both of them got a demand letter on March 1st.
Okay.
Our attorney said,
here's what I recommend, okay? First of all, believe it or not, Mark or any business has very little control over how their stupid insurance companies deal. But you should immediately file a lawsuit against Genesis, and then they can then scream at their insurance company. Suzanne, we should get Mark on and find out if he's screaming at his insurance company. Mark, you said you looked at this, so what's going on, basically?
Oh, I just talked to them before the show for about 5 minutes. Right. That's it. And I wonder if the insurance company's saying it's an act of God. I mean, that is so much damage.
No, but
That's
I mean,
not an act of God.
Well, it depends. Was there a storm?
Yeah,
I'm not saying it was. I'm
but
saying
the
I wonder
roofers
if that's what the
tore off.
insurance company's saying.
See, Sherry, what if? I'm saying, what if it wasn't defective and something else went wrong? Did you get someone, or did someone go up there so they can fight with Genesis Construction Company's insurance? Can you prove, or can someone tell you what was defective?
That's a Chris question. He works.
Chris, did you guys get a definitive answer on what was defective? I haven't heard what's defective.
What they did that November 17th is they tore everything off and couldn't.
All right, I need to take a break. I am so over time. Hold on. Here's the bottom line. I need to get to the bottom of this. First of all, is it defective, okay? And did they cause it? And then what is Genesis doing? And they really should deal with their insurance company. You shouldn't have to.
Can you turn off the audio, please?
The drive on the highways in the metro area has improved quite a bit over the past 30 to 40 minutes across town. Downtown, I-25 a bit slow northbound between 6th and Colfax. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Southbound up to speed, and southbound finally back up to speed traveling into the tech center. In fact, no delays on I-25 there south of Bellevue. Both directions of I-270 slow on the approach to Vasquez. Crews are looking for a crash on eastbound 270 around the I-76 interchange. Some slowing on that stretch. The weather forecast: sunny today, beautiful with a high near 80. Right now, fair skies in Denver and 70. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
If you or a loved one has had surgery in the past 2 years at Porter Hospital or received a letter regarding a potential life-threatening infection, contact Denver Trial Lawyers today. Visit denvertriallawyers.com, and please be sure to get tested.
Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, owner of Dunright Kitchens, Baths, Windows, and Doors. Here's a sad story. A customer from some years back called my son Todd, our company's president, for some help. They moved and were working with the big boys. The problem? Remodeling nightmare. You know the drill. Communication, deadlines, quality, disrespect, a poor experience. I asked, why didn't she call us? Todd?
To save a little money. And guess what? No money saved and a lot of heartache. Look, in remodeling, stuff happens. But Dad, like you've taught me all my life, it's not what happens, it's what we do about what happens that really counts.
When we take care of our customers, they take care of us. And we will
Yep. That little fat kid's got to start rattling some sabers. The market will drop 400 or 500 points.
Bond market will go back the other direction. Rates will come down, and everything's safe.
Everything's great, and then something cool will happen, and everything goes zoom, back up.
As long as you push oil up along with the market going down.
You know, how many people were involved in the window? A solid, reputable solar company.
Not even that much. That actually scares me less. $30,000. I don't know how many people.
No. There could be 300,000.
Well, that's not what I was told, though. Or you told me that, actually, from I wasn't here that day, or not the beginning. But you understand why that even scares me more, if my number's right.
Hello, my new flower shop. I have one place print my business cards, another print my brochures, and a third my signs. No, my roses aren't red, my violets aren't blue, my geraniums look dead, and I don't know what to do.
So let that be a lesson to you guys.
Okay, I agree. You got to respond. You got to get involved. Sometimes you got good news, and sometimes you got bad news. That's the way it is.
Are you doing anything on what the hell's the name of that other group? Who's Peter work for ultimately? Salem? He doesn't work for them, but yeah, Salem.
Yeah, no, we're not doing anything.
It's just too tiny, or what is it?
Yeah, no.
I finally hit Boyles is doing price fixer stuff, because, I mean, we simply can't do it here. It's crazy. But he's killing it over there now.
We've worked with Peter before. He's great. I like Peter a lot.
I think he's on fire right now because of this mayor thing he's on.
Yeah.
And what's the other thing he's on?
That's the only thing he's on.
That's it. I don't listen, but
yeah, no, Peter's great.
When he hits the right topic and it's local,
yeah,
like the mayor,
yeah,
and he's no holds barred. I mean, he's like, this guy's a scum.
Yep.
But he's on, but
Tom's known Peter forever.
When he did the Ramsey thing years ago,
oh yeah.
Oh my God, he was on CNN at night and then Fox News, and he was everywhere. Then they threatened to sue him. And Tom, I remember you telling me this about 20 years ago. You know, he'd have the show before, so Peter came in terrified. They're suing me, the Ramseys are suing me. Tom's like, oh geez, join the club. I've been sued 50 times in the last, year. Who cares? Yeah. He was terrified.
What they do is a fishing expedition. They rifle a letter over to you, hoping you'll send a check, and then they never follow up with it because it costs them money to keep going.
But that guy had money.
Yeah.
The Ramsey.
Oh yeah, Ramsey and Tom.
He had the fucking dough.
Well, let's Paula Woodward did a big book on him too. Wrote a book. So
she's doing endorsements now, I heard. No, she's not. Or no, Adele out just one.
Yeah, Adele's just doing the furniture other thing, right? I think that's the only thing.
That would be a good endorsement.
Well, yeah, she's promoting that big, their kind of higher line, their higher end furniture deal.
Which one is it?
It's Furniture.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, here's the deal. We have Chris and Sherry on the line who said they had a business, and the business was damaged because a roof job was not done right. And they're claiming that all of this damage is as a result of that roof job. So what we have to do is find out what is going on. But meanwhile, as it pains me to say this, Mark, we really, until we get further information, and I have my own reasons for doing this, but we have to suspend right now this, really, I mean, I'm just going to be straight with you.
Agreed.
I'm going to take him off the referral list right now because I'm not saying his job was defective, but I don't like the response right now. I don't like the fact that we can't get it addressed. And also, I'm just concerned.
Suzanne, let's try to get Mark on again.
I have.
Okay, we're going to pursue this, but again, what's really weird is my reaction is because of the lack of addressing and at least keeping consumers in the loop. It's not good enough to blame a subcontractor. It's not good enough to blame the insurance company. It's not good enough to blame anything when it comes to this. Now, again, here are some other issues outside of Genesis. It doesn't matter who it was. First and foremost, Chris and Sherry, we have to figure out, was it defective or was it just a storm and something else? You got to get me ammunition. If you want me to help you, I need ammunition. Now, we have inspectors that could go out and help. We need to know what was defective, what did they do wrong. And again, Genesis subcontracted out that, and that bothers me just a bit because he usually has a very close control on his stuff, and if he's getting too busy where and I don't know, is this sub somebody he's used before? I
think these guys told me too. The subs didn't have any insurance. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then Mark's insurance would cover it if he hired him. But you need at least to be able to find out first, is the roof defective and how? You got to help me, all right? I mean, anybody can say a roof.
It sounds to me they were tearing the roof off. The end of the day came. I don't know what they did to cover up whatever was torn off.
So
then a big storm came.
This, Chris, this was not the repaired roof. This was a roof in progress.
They tore off the whole roof at once. See, I work for a
No, I understand. I don't need the background. They tore off the roof and left it that way?
Yeah, we left.
Okay, fine.
They left our suites completely open and left.
All right. Now I understand. So it wasn't defective. It was negligent, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, so hold on, and we'll get your information, and then we will investigate this.
Hi, this is Dave.
The law of past revenues.
Okay, so get their information and we'll be in touch with them. That's all we can do.
But she said no, it was a bad road.
That's what I'm curious about, though. So just under normal circumstances, I have roofers up there, and they're tearing my old roof off. Nighttime comes. They put a tarp up. They do. That's the whole part I don't understand. What do you do? What do you expect? Or you simply don't have it all ripped off, when dark's coming. I don't know what the average roofer would do.
Let's ask Excel.
And then a huge,
see what type of roof.
let's get Excel. Then a huge storm comes through. Not a little rain. We're talking a big ass storm.
Like 2-inch rainfall in an hour.
I would be curious, yeah. What
I mean, that's a great question. What do you do?
How about if a tornado comes through? I mean, honestly, what do you do? Well, a tornado would tear off anything anyhow.
Then you're just that's everything.
How about a micro tornado, size of this mouse, flies right over? Huh?
Good point.
And then goes into the ruins of the side chairs. There's no more happy endings. The whole world has changed.
Picks up customers, throws them out.
Throws them out.
One guy's almost to completion.
Does he get his money back?
Yeah, they got to give him a refund.
Where is this place located?
Hilarious.
I don't even know. I have no idea. It still takes place, damn it. He should have rattled. Oh wait, maybe not. Maybe I missed that headline. I don't see anything.
If they only lost, I don't understand. They lost
5 massage. No, they didn't even lose that.
They lost a TV.
So what?
And it's not their building. They lease.
They were. It sounds like a bigger thing. 22 days they couldn't work or something.
It really does come down to response, though. I mean, I don't even know if they have coverage. Who's this guy? Erdogan urges Islamic world to unite against Israel. Who is Erdogan? Turkey. Do you guys remember Gaddafi and how he died?
I remember, but I don't remember how he died.
I remember him, yeah.
They drug him through the streets alive.
Oh, wow.
Stoning him. And ultimately, I heard they cut off his and put it in his mouth.
Oh, wow.
His
His pinky. Can you imagine, though? What a way to... He's on top of the world, ruling a country, and then your people are dragging you through the streets.
Thank you, Hillary.
Stoning you to death.
Thank you, Hillary.
And then after he was gone, the whole region went to hell.
Well, and Hillary said, "Oh, Iraq was terrible, terrible."
Yeah,
it's the exact same thing with Libya.
So we got approached by another agent and one of our guys does
And Gaddafi wasn't as bad as what's his name?
Look at this.
Saddam was a bad guy.
Do you remember they actually showed the hanging here in the U.S.?
Did they really?
Yeah, the shows out in prime time at 11 o'clock at night.
Let's start from May. May 4th. The first
You know what
one
they just tell me?
1, 2,
Muslim
3,
countries are the
4,
worst.
5, 6, 7,
What do you mean?
9.
Look at what they do.
For hanging?
No, for
that's just a May 11th. But we'll get.
anything
But then we'll
that
get
they're
another.
changing in Muslim
It'll be
countries, you're
slow.
going to have
3, 4, 5 days on
absolute
Sunday.
chaos because that's the way
There's no rule of law.
Well, because they're
But
ruled
deal
by
with
idiot,
His name
who
is
call those,
Andrew
no, who
Pizza.
call those,
Like pizza, but pizza.
head
And
religious guys.
yeah,
Oh,
so
like an
I'm on.
and Craig was great to get there with us.
Yeah.
Right now, as far as because of the
I think the big thing is
Palestinians,
just spreading
the
it out.
Turkey,
Just like a
which
quarterback's
is
got to
going
spread the ball
back,
around, that's what we're doing.
is calling on all Muslim countries
all
to unite against
works
Israel.
right there. It's an all-encompassing strategy.
Oh,
Screw
yeah.
you.
Absolutely.
Turkey,
Yeah,
you're
no,
going to fall into disarray.
Just because they're
Craig,
putting
he's all
a
over.
building on their own
I think
property.
this movie thing we're doing. I think
Yeah,
it's
well,
gonna
not
be-
even putting the building,
You know,
but
I asked
moving.
because I'm
You're
thinking
talking about the
doing
U.S.
that
is
for our
just
staff.
moving into
Maybe do that for our staff and the
I
family.
would say thank you just for everybody. I mean, it's a blessed thing to give you an
I
opportunity.
can't believe they're doing
Kramer's back on?
another revival show. Murphy Brown. Wouldn't it be funny if this one was He was the worst actor in the world on that. I mean, on purpose, it was great.
Just to kind of get something to put all of them together that's fun.
And
Get
she
along
hated
with that.
Remember that
I
episode
think the
too?
thing is, man, you can never sit still. You know that more than anybody.
She says, tell Booze
You know, one of the things I like
his hands are really wide.
And then that old lady in the apartment complex he's living in.
Kramer! She was on the Stooges show. Her last act is the Stooges. What they do in that episode, remember?
Well, what did who do?
The Stooges. In that episode where she was on.
So, okay, wait. Okay, let's bet on this. You want to take yes, he knows, or $1. Okay.
You remember what?
That is so obscure. There's no way you're going to owe me $1. You're going to owe me $1.
And,
you should have asked for odds, because that's a tough one.
And Kramer goes, oh, that's a strange episode.
And then at the end, push them to us and say, hey, why don't we schedule a
I
fire?
don't do
Coming in with Frank, coming in with
I like when the guy goes through back and the car kicks out the window.
No, he didn't kick out the window. They left it open. They left the door open.
You know what I'm doing on weekends?
You know who he was?
I'll spend
He's got a famous brother.
in the morning. Directly calling my past clients, making a personal phone share. Now the new thing is I'm inviting this rep in the hotel.
I'm sure it was, because they were in
One time,
just getting that personal.
one no time.
Jerry, you sure you want?
Are you sure you want? It could be confusing.
You're going to you got to call Frank. You got to call Frank. And that's what, same thing with the
We just sent Craig probably 2 or 3 in the last week that were just past clients. I'm back to buy loans. I mean, so that's the plan. Make it personal financially feedback.
Okay, Frank.
All right,
we got
money on us already, but
here we go.
So, on the episode, that Kramer takes off to California. He gets upset over the keys. He has a lady that lives next door that's very old. You remember her?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Her last acting job was like 50 years ago with the Three Stooges. What episode was the Three Stooges? Did I put that well?
Put it very well.
Hold on, let me think about that.
Okay.
And I do appreciate you being around. Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, and to take complaints. This hour brought to you by Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, an investment that will pay off a lifetime of dividends. This show is all about helping people. We are absolutely 100% committed to that. I've proven that over 40 years here in Denver, solving problems, answering questions, recovering millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services for people. All you have to do is call, send out the word 303-MARTINO. You can call 24/7. Or you can call the show 303-713-TALK. Now, when we're here, 303-MARTINO automatically comes to the show. And when we're not here, you can leave a message, and we will get back to you. That's 303-MARTINO. Right now, 303-713-TALK, 713-555. And we will help you. Also, we take a lot of pride in referralist.com, and we face problems head on, unlike any other list of its kind anywhere. It's not only the first, but the best, because if you use someone on our list, we want to make sure you get satisfaction. We just had a call the last hour that demonstrates that. We had no idea. In fact, Mark talked to him before the show a little just to find out what it was about, but they'll tell you straight up. They were not screened. They were not edited. They just got on and complained. They happened to be complaining about Genesis. Genesis supposedly subbed this roof out, and you know, when you sub it out, okay, so Genesis didn't do it personally, but they subbed it out, so they have to take responsibility. Apparently the guy, it wasn't a defective roof. Apparently he tore off the roof of this commercial building and did not replace it before a storm came. So we have to examine what is the responsibility when you tear off a roof. And you temporarily cover it. I mean, if you're in the roofing business, give us a call. We're going to check with Excel Roofing as well to see what is the general thing to do. Okay, it would be nice to tear off a roof and get it all done in one setting, so you don't have this problem. But apparently they're disappointed with the problems they're having trying to get through to Mark and his insurance. So we are facing that head on. And we never shrink back from any problems. In fact, you can have confidence in that, and we love what we do. So Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, when I talk about that to save you money, because most orthodontics will cost you thousands. In fact, if you go to veneers,
You can spend 20 grand just for front teeth. If you want to do your whole mouth, it can be 50 or 60 grand. For a fraction of that cost, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ can widen, as an adult, widen your palate with palate expanders without surgery, without extractions. Your teeth will naturally straighten, your jaw will become aligned, and then eventually all you'll need is Invisalign braces for a few months. The entire process can be done in 2 years for adults. 2 years to straight, beautiful teeth. And here's the side benefit. TMJ goes away and sleep apneas are cured. You have to call the new orthodontics, Aurora Orthodontics and TMJ, 303-690-0100. Or just Google the new orthodontics, Dr. Kent Lawson. So let's talk. What is on your mind? Today we're talking real estate and we're talking lending. Okay, pre-approvals are very important. Why? Because we just heard from Frank Duran, the real estate man, and Stephanie Thomas with Red Bow Realty down in Colorado Springs that the market is red hot. They have multiple offers on almost every home. Okay, so Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans, let's talk. Pre-approval is very important because, now, could you just please do this instead of that? That's really this right here, like that. Yeah, right straight at you.
All right, perfect.
Like, just like it's a barrel, right straight at you. Thank you. Let's talk about this because this is so important that people know that once you put in a contract, that's just the beginning. Frank, how many times do people ask, I'm not accepting this contract unless I know it can close? How many times?
All the time. All the time.
So when they accept an offer in this hot market, they accept it based on what?
They want to see the strength of the pre-approval letter, and I always have a talk with that lender first.
Okay, and very few even have a pre-approval letter. Frank, they have
That's
pre-qualification.
Right. That's exactly right.
I don't think I've ever heard of an actual approval. Stephanie, what about you?
Same thing. I call lenders and find out, have you looked at their credit? Have you actually talked to underwriters? And do we have a good pre-approval in place? That's pivotal.
Because if you take that house off the market, if you're representing the seller and that falls through, they're going to be pissed at you.
Absolutely. Right. I need to do my due diligence there.
So, Brent at Ideal, what do you guys do? What is a pre-approval? Is it truly approved?
It is. It truly is a pre-approval. So this is part of what we call our 3-week closing guarantee, where we will take all of your information. We will underwrite and approve your loan ahead of time. We go through the entire process as if we've already had a property, and all we need to close at that point is we need an appraisal, we need a home inspection, we need title, and we need a contract, and we're ready to go.
But nothing from the borrower.
We get everything from the borrower. We go through
nothing from the borrower at the time they find the house.
No, nothing from the borrower. We already have everything.
Once they're approved, that house simply has to appraise.
Yeah, that's it. We have to have an acceptable appraisal. We've got to get through home inspection, obviously, which is between the seller and the buyer. We've got to have acceptable title. There can't be any issues with title, and we're ready to go. We're done.
How long does that take? The title work.
Well, you can get that in 24 hours.
Okay, good.
So yeah.
and an appraisal. That could be
a week.
But the only hang-up would be that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the only hang-up. And so what we see again and again. Look, we created this because we saw how competitive it was, and again, we want our buyers to stick out. We want them to get into a home for as competitive a price as possible. And when we do this, we find that time and time again, our offers stand out, even if it's not the highest dollar amount offered. I'm amazed at how many times, even in this hot market, that we will have selling agents call us, ask about the process, and say, are they really completely approved? We tell them, yes, it's gone through underwriting, it's all done. And they say, you know, we're taking this because we know you're local, we know you're going to close, and we know it's already done.
It's important. Let's talk to Michael. Michael has a question about liability for glass. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Michael, have at it, man. What's going on with you?
Morning, Tom.
Hey, man.
Hey, my wife was driving down a street in Colorado Springs, and they're doing construction on the center island. And a couple rocks flew up and hit the windshield and cracked it severely.
Yeah. Okay.
Are they really liable for that?
Okay.
Or?
Now, liability and all of that is really a legal term for the courts to decide if you ever really took the issue up. But if you're talking about in practical terms, I can tell you this. Who is liable for anything? Okay? People who are liable are people who do something wrong to you. Okay? If they do something wrong to you and you can prove it, then the courts may say he is liable for damages. But proving someone is wrong and them doing it wrong isn't always a recipe for liability when you have laws that counteract it. And in Colorado and most states, governments are usually immune from damages. They limit the damages. Years ago, Colorado had a limit for injuries on the road or something, for death. That's what it was, for death. And then this big boulder came down and destroyed this tour bus with people on it.
On the way up to Central City.
And they had to change. They didn't have to, but they changed the law because it was so egregious that to hand these people $10 each or whatever it was, I'm exaggerating, would have been an insult. So they changed the law and raised it. But when it comes to the maintenance of infrastructure in a city, and when it comes to repairs, so maintenance and repairs, cities and municipalities have seldom been held liable at all.
And thank God, or else we wouldn't have cops, firemen, anybody.
Now, I had a case, I keep talking about this. Now, I remember the guy's last name, so you know I'm not just making it up. His name was Norcross, the victim. His life was ruined. I think he was near paralyzed, and his car, a snowplow ran into his car. The snowplow operator, I believe, was intoxicated and plowed down a row of cars and then him, parked cars and then him. Somehow he got caught up in it and didn't get a dime because they went under the Immunity Act. Now, I thought if it's egregious like that and somebody's drunk and intentional, sometimes you can get around it. But I remember years and years ago, this guy did not get a dime. So for a broken windshield, unless this guy hurled a rock at you, if they're just doing their job and you know it's there and they have signs and all the normal stuff, they're not going to pay for it.
I just thought I'd check.
Yeah. Now, you can still check. You can check with them. Don't take my word for it. Just see. I mean, some private construction companies, now, even though they're working for the city, so they're covered under the city, they will still make a gracious, or they will make what you call a goodwill payment. So there would be, but don't bother with the city. I would call the construction company. But then there's going to be this. Well, how do we know we did it? And when was it? And how do we know your windshield wasn't broken before? You know what? It just turns out to be a mess. But I just thought I would, tell you about that, Michael. Anyone with concerns like this, though, please call. It's good to discuss these. If you have any problems, questions, or complaints, 303-713-TALK. I mean, where else can you really talk about this? I mean, I am so tired of media, basically, because it's become a Trump parade. Media has basically become all about Trump. Really, the national media, and then locally, it's the same old stuff. Either the soccer mom features, or the puppies and kittens, or we get car accidents and fires. Speaking of this, the political climate, there's a guy traveling around the country. His name is, I've never heard of this campaign until today. Tom Steyer is hosting town hall meetings across the country to impeach the President Trump. Need to impeach. So this is a need to impeach meeting. It's a patriotic case for impeachment, he says. He wants, and how the inaction of elected leaders in Colorado will normalize Trump's lawlessness and reflects the broader neglect of the Constitution.
Liberal nut.
There's a need to impeach, and he's gotten 5.2 million supporters. And he says what you need to know about impeaching Trump. And it's tonight at May 16th, tonight, 7 o'clock. And there's a town hall meeting, where is it? On Colfax somewhere, Mile High Station. Okay, so they're having a get-together on impeaching Trump.
Yay.
But,
what a nut.
Well, I would say a nut. You listen.
Yeah, I do. He's a nut.
But I really, truly have
For
never...
what? What would he impeach him for, Tom? What?
Mark, I'm not going to talk about political stuff here. I do want to say this, though. I have never heard... I mean, what good is it? I'll say, I don't know, and I give you something, you say something back. Who cares? The people out there listening right now are saying, Tom, get to the show. But the reason I mention this is because I have never found another time in history where people are so unhappy, one way or the other. It's like people like you might be unhappy with them, and they're unhappy with him.
Civil war.
It's terrible. The climate is terrible. You have to say. Now, you have to admit this, Mark. And honest to God, I'm not Democrat.
You already know I feel different than what you're going to say.
No, I'm asking a question.
Go ahead.
There's nothing to be different. There is a feeling. I am asking you, do you recognize there's more contentiousness now and unhappiness and unrest than there ever was was under Obama or Bush?
Yes.
Okay, is it
because of the little baby crybaby liberals didn't get their way? They had a failing candidate that didn't win. They were all convinced she would. Now they're little crybabies. Okay. They don't know what to do.
Okay, so you don't think they have any basis at all? You think they're all
what's changed? What's changed? You've said this before.
No.
My God, what has changed? What women's rights were taken away?
What minority rights? Right.
Not only what minority rights were taken away, but better than that, Tom. For the first time in many years, black unemployment is lower than it ever has.
Now, people,
I think I said that wrong.
You can spare me the email about not talking politics, because we're not. I'm not talking about what you should believe and how you should believe. But economically, the country right now, it's not worse for sure. Hey, Obama's administration did a pretty good job with the economy. Now, I know what you're going to say. It would have happened anyway, and you can say that about Trump. It would have happened anyway. The economy was recovering right when Obama got into office.
It's all the regulations that were cut. You realize next week, and this will help the people sitting in here. You know what they're going to do? They're going to roll back some of Dodd-Frank. You know what that's going to do? People that can't afford, because of the regulations, to buy their first house or a house are going to be able to do it.
Explain what Dodd-Frank is. Brent.
Well, this was all the financial. This is a big piece of financial legislation that was put into place to help protect borrowers when borrowing money. Now, there are some things that have been very good about it. There are other things that are absolutely
like, give me one.
Well, the fact that we have to provide a closing disclosure with a set amount of time before the closing that could delay a closing for a borrower.
I'll explain to you in a nutshell what it is. It was supposed to, I disagree with you, protect borrowers. It was supposed to protect lenders. And what it did is it made it more difficult to borrow. It just, because
it did, but I'm not, here's the thing.
Because they want to make sure people aren't BSing anymore.
Well, but then again, what they wanted to eliminate was the stated income loan, the no document loan, all the bad.
The liars.
But here's the deal. The liars, but again, what you'd have to also argue is those borrowers were putting down incomes that they didn't make. Because they weren't forced to.
Well, the whole industry did need some more regulation, that's for sure.
Well, for sure.
But it all started with the Make Homes Affordable. We wanted to have people own a home, so they relaxed all of their requirements, and then a lot of people got into homes that could not take the responsibility.
Everybody should own a home, and that's not great.
Here's a summary. The government creates problems, and then they solve them.
I would agree.
They create the problem, then they try to solve it.
Yes.
And every time they do, the problems get worse and the solutions get worser. I know that's not a word. Okay, so let's talk.
Worser.
Art of Granite, wholesale material all the time. Bathrooms are free all the time when you have the kitchen done. Art of Granite, direct stone importer, artofgranite.net. You will love this guy if you're in the market for granite countertops or cabinets or stone or quartz. You can get a price on the phone. Really, call him and get a price. If you're shopping, he is so proud of what he does. Like I said, wholesale on all materials. He only charges for fabrication and installation. Artofgranite.net, or call for a price. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
Got this from the Mortgage Bankers Association.
I have really started to see the legislation. That's why I became a fan of it. But I'll take a stab at it. Only because I'm a big Student fan. I'm probably wrong.
This is my project.
I'm going to guess she was either a nun.
You look at it, they rolled it out in the name of protecting the consumer. Yeah, you know, but
it wasn't a real student.
But that's
she says it was on there. They kidnapped some kids.
Well,
she was making something up.
I would have never guessed.
I forgot.
No, it wasn't real.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, listen to it. And then Kramer goes, well, strange.
So, where's my dollar? That's all I care about.
Frank, you gotta watch those first.
I know. You know,
how can you remember the stuff you do without watching them over and over?
The funny thing is, I haven't watched them in years. Honestly, that's.
Did you know how liberal he was? I'm not liberal.
It's like being here with Skip.
Obama was good for the economy. He came off of Bush, which basically destroyed it.
He didn't destroy it.
A child could have done better.
It was.
I think the fact of the matter, like here's the overall, all of it. They try and manipulate the thing and cook the thing. Like, you look at what the Federal Reserve does. I think we've almost reached a point where no matter what they do, they can't control it anyway, so we're back to a free market economy. Just let the thing run wild and see what it does. Quit trying to manipulate it. It'll correct itself rather than getting involved in, because, look, and you hear the same thing I do. Hey, the only reason they're raising rates is so when the shit hits the fan, we can lower them again. We're not going, hey, we tried to help out.
How about Amazon, or not Amazon, but Washington? Do you see that shit? What they hit Amazon with, that new head tax? Seattle.
No, you can have, I'm over here. This is mine. No, what did they do?
Seattle passed a resolution that any company that does over $20 million
how many people in Seattle
gross a year has to pay a head tax. Amazon, of course, is the target, and Starbucks. 40,000 employees Amazon has in Seattle. They now have to pay over 11 or 12 million.
$275.
$275 per 40,000 per year for 10 years. Comes to well over $100 million.
This is on top of everything else.
They are pissed. I think they should pack up and get the hell out of there.
For sure. I agree.
So they're going to make, what, $50 million a year or $40 million a year? Seattle will, and they're going to use it for low-income housing. Now look what Denver did with their low-income housing.
Right.
They screwed that up. They screwed that up. Totally.
Yeah, they did. It's it is. The whole thing is
But this isn't even low-income housing like that. This is for homeless. They're building. They're building freaking. What do you call them?
Projects.
Like projects. Well, you look, Seattle's one of the hottest real estate markets in the country right now, too. So is Portland.
I don't know why.
Unbelievable.
So much rain.
Right. What? My wife's best friend lives up there, right? There's 2 weeks of good weather and the rest is awful.
It up there.
I know.
Just north of Seattle.
Yeah.
But they're staying in
I couldn't handle it up there.
No,
Tom, I think one of the
fact,
things
they got
for you to
one of the
talk
highest
about,
suicide
I
rates
tell
in
people
the
this story all the time, that when we started working together, and we sat down and had that initial meeting, the vetting that you do and the information that you know about the people that you put on your referral list is pretty impressive. I mean, you knew things about my business partner and I and our organization that I was shocked by.
Because we hire a guy to hang out in your house.
Yeah.
Well, that'd just be my kids screaming, me, my wife telling you what to do. So you wouldn't learn much from that.
You know,
The pen
what I
gave
say,
them is actually a microphone.
what would I ever have to gain by having someone on the list that wasn't worthy? What would I gain? It would only hurt me.
Yeah, there's no gain.
Why would I take money from someone who sucks when I can take money from someone for advertising that does a great job? I mean, I have a choice. Why would you take someone who wasn't good? Well, I mean, it's not like, oh, I need money, let me grab this guy. There are always good guys out there.
And to that point, you had someone else trying to jam them down your throat, and you called me and said, hey, let's get together. I want to talk to you. And
And by the way, that hasn't stopped. So
that's a constant, bro.
Yeah.
We will not talk about that right now.
I'm sure.
ED or low testosterone. Did you see that email?
Yeah, I answered it. I sent it to you.
On that same note, how about after break out something for you?
What's that?
Well,
if it's solid, I just want to let you know that I need to talk to you about it. Because
yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Just not now, gentlemen.
No.
I know.
I want to hear about mistresses.
I'm doing good.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. You know what? I detest people. Here's the deal. Personal injury law is for those who are truly injured because someone else truly screwed up, and it could ruin your life. And you shouldn't sit back if that happened. In fact, if you're unsure, talk to John Fuller. He's not the kind that will clutter the courts with crap. He will take righteous cases, and he will do it for a small contingency. He's a good guy. But don't call one of these TV attorneys that advertise all their strong arms and big asses. Talk to someone who really gets the job done. John Fuller, personalinjuryco.com. John Fuller, he's on my referral list at referralist.com. 303-597-4500. If ever you're injured, you need advice, call him. 303-597-4500. Let's keep going. 303-713-TALK, and we're going to talk to Joe. Joe, what's going on, Joe?
Hey, I was just going to give kudos to Stephanie.
Stephanie, what did she do?
She's selling my house.
Okay, did she sell it yet?
We're right in the middle of it.
Well, those kudos are a little early.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, they're not.
What did you? No, seriously, Joe.
I have faith. Everything's going the way we planned.
Joe, I'm serious when I ask this. What stood out about her? What do you like?
She does what I ask.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I sold it to a friend. And
she's doing the transaction for you.
Yes. She's
Good.
doing all the transactions
That's
and everything
smart.
like that.
That's smart to do that. Transaction brokerage. It's smart.
Are you from New York?
No, he's not from New York.
No,
Wait, you're joking. He's Texas.
I'm from
Louisiana.
Where am I from? No, I don't know.
Where are you?
Georgia.
Joe, where are you from?
Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Then I'll speak slowly.
He's like, are you one of the Clintons?
Joe, I always joke about Arkansas, the armpit.
I know. That's why I had to get Stephanie in it, because I was doing the process so slow.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, thank you for calling, Joe. I appreciate it. Jackie, what's going on in your life? Hello, Jackie. What's happening?
Hi. I am in a bit of a fix because I live in Colorado, and I'm 77, and don't get around too well anymore. And my daughter and her husband asked me to come live with them in California so that they could take care of me.
That's very nice, Jackie. So are you moving to California?
No, I did, and it didn't turn out that they were taking care of me.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, they didn't have the right facilities for me, and it wasn't the safety
Jackie,
that I need.
What happened?
Yeah.
I mean, did you have a falling out with her, or did you just do a friendly I'm moving out, or how did that end up?
It happens that they said instead of taking care of me, they were controlling me.
Oh, you know what? That happens when people get older.
Yeah, well,
How were they trying? Now, Jackie, were they trying to take advantage of you, controlling you, like, you know, your money and assets, or not?
No, don't have assets. I don't know. I think that maybe they were just trying to impress people that they were taking care of me, but really, I just had this little room, and it wasn't heated, and I wasn't allowed
You
to
felt
turn
like
on.
you felt literally like you were being smothered. Well, not literally, but you know, you felt like you were being smothered or overly protected, right?
Right. Every little thing that happened was my fault. Like flies came in, and
your phone keeps going in and out. So, Jackie, what can I do to help you? First of all, are you still in California?
No, I moved back to Colorado. I was homeless for a while, and then I
Where were you living when you were homeless?
Living with friends.
Okay. Jeez, you're
I
77.
Moved back in January. Yeah.
And where are you living now?
Now I have an apartment.
Okay.
But all of my furniture, and I came here with a suitcase and one suitcase and a carry-on. And so all my personal things, clothing, and all my furniture and household belongings are in storage.
So when you left to go to California, what was your plan? Were you going to keep them in storage, or were you going to sell them? What was your original plan?
Originally, there's two houses on the property. They live out in the country.
I get it.
And they were going to fix up one of the places for me to live.
Is she upset that you left?
Yeah.
Are you guys talking?
It became a very verbally.
Uh-oh.
I couldn't.
Right.
I couldn't take the verbal abuse.
Oh my gosh! I'm so happy.
I'm
so happy.
I was a terrible mother.
I'm happy you had the strength to leave. So you're here now, and you're living in an apartment. And what?
Right. And friends have brought me things to help. You know.
All right. So what about your storage? What are you calling about? What do you need help with?
I need my furniture moved from California, Livingston, California. It's in the storage unit there.
Is it even worth it? I mean, so you moved all your stuff to California.
It is.
And how much will it cost to move back?
I don't know. I was hoping that when I left, was thinking that I'd be able to go with a friend and go back and rent a truck and bring it. But this whole situation has...
Jackie, we need to know something about... I know you're upset, but we need to know... You just be thinking about this. And Suzanne, maybe you can help her through it. I need to know how much it is. I mean, what are you talking about? You have stuff in storage. That's a lot of money. You have stuff to be moved. That's a lot of money. And you say it is worth it. I mean, very seldom do actually people have stuff worth... I mean, other than memorabilia or things that are near and dear to you and nostalgia, truly... I mean this. You can often buy furniture new cheaper than moving it.
Easily, man.
Yeah,
couches, tables,
so
chairs.
Let's talk about what you really need, Jackie, first, and what the stuff you can't live without. Century RV. They are expanding with 2 locations now. One, of course, the original location on the 119 turnoff to Longmont on I-25 north of the city, and there's a beautiful service facility there. They also have the new 32,000 square foot indoor facility in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue, okay? It's on that frontage road or just north between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. The largest selection of used RVs, and they have great financing available. RVs, you know, recreational vehicles, I often joke it means real vacation RV. Go see them at CentryRV.com. Fifth wheels, Class A's, Class B's, Class C's. All makes and models, new and used, 303-453-1111, CentryRV.com.
This is your station for the 16K a day giveaway.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so we have 19 lives, not to mention the ones that are booked. How many spots? I need to know on any given day how many spots do we have?
Oh, God, why are you even going there? We don't even want to know. You don't want to know.
It's like 50.
Oh, fuck, probably more than that. I mean, all these in between. Shit, this is what, 20? I didn't even count.
That's the one of the most
19. And then, so let's say each block is 4.5. So that's anywhere from, they're mostly all 30s these days. So that's 9 per block.
We should not allow 60s anymore.
9 times 3 is 36. 36 times 3 is what? 36 times 3 is roughly 109. 109 plus 20. So 130. I mean, did any of us want to actually hear that, is my point? Dan, you're no Rush Limbaugh, buddy.
I agree.
You're no Hillary Clinton, man.
Thank you. So the Dodd-Frank trying to see, is it next week they're voting on it? The partial, let me tell you, that banks, that will freaking skyrocket the banks. Depending upon what they're actually going to do with that Dodd-Frank. Because one of the things with Dodd-Frank is the bank's got to keep a lot more money liquid.
It's a whole house of shit.
Yeah, that's our whole point, though. I mean, the couches
I
and
said,
shit
why aren't
doesn't
your
matter.
kids helping you? She said, my kids aren't happy
No,
that
they
I
won't.
moved.
No.
So what are we going to do? Anything to help this? I don't just...
No, but if she's got, tell her this, if she's got stuff like pictures and stuff.
She really needs to decide what she really needs, because she can buy stuff cheaper. If she's going to raise money, why raise money for that when we can get her new stuff easily
and cheaper?
How many kids does she have?
I don't know.
Just that one daughter? Just that one daughter?
She was very active.
See what I live with?
She's still pregnant.
I
You know what? She's
Here's
expecting
a place for
another
you.
one.
You're set.
See, Chris even says there's a place for me in heaven.
I told her she's set. She's married to you.
I got her a place in heaven.
Yeah, did you? Oh, man. Oh, that's funny.
I got at a G. I sold it
We
right
were GE brothers.
$14.99.
We were GE brothers.
I couldn't believe they cut their dividend.
Well, what do you mean? They didn't cut it lately.
No, they cut it down to 0, didn't they?
I don't think so. No, there's $1. They didn't. That dollar's going away. It's better we go.
If it is it $1 per share?
No, it's 48 cents. It's a 3.42% dividend.
Crap stack. It's going. It's going.
It's up to 15.
When was their payday?
February, so it'll be January, February, March, April, May.
I had to get rid
So
of
it'll be May
that dog.
23rd.
I had to get rid of that dog.
$2 are going to pay.
I had to get rid of that dog.
You're going to get rid of that dog, but yet you're talking about going to Bitcoin.
I love Bitcoin.
Yeah, you do.
Where is it at?
I'll tell you. I'll look it up here. I look because it's on Yahoo now.
You can,
82.85.
You're
down 2.3%.
So what was the high? It was all the way up at
20 grand. Or
Like December? Was it like December? It was like almost 20 grand. Just short of 20 grand.
That's when I sold it. I bought it when it was 98 cents.
Yeah.
I thought I could do better.
Understand that all this stuff in storage is in Cali.
Yeah. We're not moving anything.
I just don't want to get this woman hopes up.
I don't even know what we're doing, actually. What are we doing with this?
I don't know what to do with this woman.
I think you guys should take a trip to California and move back.
But in our new tour bus.
Yeah, you put it all in the bus.
In the bus.
Great idea.
I think let's offer that up with her.
Great.
Maybe Deputy Clint will get on the case.
We'll have to drive with the slides out just to fit all our shit. I wonder if anybody's ever done that. It's got a button that scared the shit out of me. Listen to this. So at night, of course, you want the shade down. The window in the front, it's a bus. So you hit the button, and the shade comes down. I'm going, but it's right next to this other button that's like the lights. And I'm like, my God, if you were cruising down the road and accidentally hit that.
Oh.
So I turn the engine on and hit the button. It only comes down like 1 foot.
Oh,
if it's
okay.
Tom Martino here. It's hail season, but maybe you have some damage from the last season. You know, you usually only have a year by contract to get your stuff fixed. I mean, really, you got to put a claim in, or your insurance coverage expires. And if you got an initial check and you don't get the replacement check within a year, you waive it. So get Flexident on your side. Flexident can get your car done in just a few minutes. They do paintless dent repair. Flexident, multiple locations. Flexident. Now, here's the deal about Flexident. They have openings right now. They're the preferred way to fix it because when it comes to your car, they do not ruin the paint because if the paint's not damaged, they keep it that way. Please call them. It is the best repair you can get, Flexident. It'll save you money in the long run as well. Flexident. It's F-L-E-X. Flexidentofcolorado.com. Flexidentofcolorado.com. And look them up, okay? Multiple locations. Flexidentofcolorado.com. So welcome, guys, to the show. And we are talking real estate and finance when we can in between. And, Jackie, listen, I know at 77 you have treasures. I know you do. And I know people believe they need to move their stuff. I don't. It's going to cost you virtually thousands of dollars to get it back here. All I'm asking is, if you could really just truly, the stuff you need, truly, the good stuff, the stuff that has memories. But if it's just a couch or a chair and it's not new, it almost never pays to move it.
It's grandfather's table set.
Oh, stuff like that. Okay, I understand.
Set.
I understand that if the furniture has memories. But, Jackie, I needed to ask you, how much did it cost you to move out there with this stuff? How much did that cost?
The truck and the expenses was $1,375.
That's not a lot of money, but that's with somebody doing it for you, right?
That was my daughter driving. My friends packed my stuff up. My daughter came and rented a truck and drove it to California.
Okay, all right. So that wasn't that much at all. In fact, that would be worth it if you could do it for under $2,000.
Right.
But I don't think you can. How much is the storage alone going to cost you right now?
It's costing me $68.25 a month.
Oh, that's a month. Okay, that's not terrible either. So far you're not getting ripped at all. Okay, so What was your plan, to hire a mover or to get someone to help?
Well,
Yes.
I really don't know how to go about this. I spent a lot of anguish on trying to figure out, because I can't be there. So the only thing I can know is just have somebody move it.
Hey, Tom.
Out of the,
I feel bad for Jackie, but it's a little weird to me that none of her kids are willing to help her. It's like a red flag to me.
No,
it's a red flag.
I know. I can see this easily. Her
my friend,
daughter wanted her to move out there and is pissed off that she didn't want to live there.
Oh, I thought she was moving out to live with her daughter.
She was, and then she decided. Jackie decided the daughter was being too controlling and wanted to come back to Colorado, and the daughter's offended.
Oh.
So that's not a red flag to me. That's a disagreement. But unless there are other kids who won't help you, are there other kids?
I have another daughter, and she lives in that area, but she is not in the circumstance to be able to help me.
She's in what area, California or Colorado?
Yeah, she's in California.
Okay.
None of my children are here.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. How much, you got to get a price. I mean, and maybe a GoFundMe or something, or maybe a grant, or maybe we can get a moving company here. I don't know. It's going to cost a lot of money. A moving company would cost you about $5,500 probably. If it was a truck, it would be about to go to storage and get it and bring it here, $5,000 to $6,000 easily.
Ow, I know. I have thought about if I were able, I mean, I could sell furniture, but there are other things.
I know. Things that you don't want to part with.
No, that are truly treasures.
Why don't you have your one daughter just
agree.
pack up and then UPS or something out the pictures and the stuff like that you want?
That's oh God.
What?
First of all, you can't just have people.
That's one of the things I've considered. I thought I had considered it every way around, and I would be glad to reduce replaceable stuff. But
the problem is you got to go out there and look at it. I mean, it's going to take you.
Right.
I think it was kind of hasty, probably, the way you moved back. You should have tagged stuff while you were there. I don't know. But you didn't have the freedom. I know. This is a terrible situation to be in. You have no freedom. You are basically at her beck and call out there. You couldn't go to the storage unit and do what you wanted. And so what were you hoping we would tell you?
Maybe we should call that daughter.
Well, no. What good is that going to do?
No.
No. Jackie, what were you hoping we'd do? Just say, okay, Jackie, here's $6,000. Bring your stuff home? I mean...
No, I was hoping that you... a friend suggested that I call you.
Right. So what were you... what was she thinking? I'd like to help,
She was thinking that perhaps there's some way that we can do just that. Have someone to pick it up and bring it out.
I have a caller who wants to know what part of California.
What part of California?
It's in Central California.
Where? Give me a city.
Livingston.
And what is it near? What big city is it near?
It's just south of Modesto and north of Merced. It's Merced County.
Okay. So here's the deal. Even if we could get someone with a truck or to rent it and drive it and pick up, just bring all your stuff here, that would be one option, because then that wouldn't cost you that much, but we'd have to get somebody willing to do that and pay them and all of that.
And they'd have to pick through your stuff.
So, yeah, I mean, or just bring it all, and then pay the storage unit, have them open it up. How big is the storage unit?
15 by 5 feet.
Well, that's not terrible, 5 by 15, so it can get in a reasonably sized truck. So 5 by 15, is it packed to the ceiling?
No.
All right.
It's not.
All we can do is take your number. We get a lot of people listening online, Facebook, YouTube, also downloads, also iHeartRadio app. If we get people interested, or if we can put the word out, if we can come up with a way or contact some movers, we're going to try, okay, Jackie? You leave your contact information, and I'm hoping maybe a kid who graduated out of high school looking for something to do this summer, he can get a couple buddies, and we find money for a truck. Any way possible, I think any and all considerations. Guys, contact us if you're listening, anyone listening who think they can help. Central California to Denver. She's got a bunch of stuff, but it's in a 5x15, not even packed to the ceiling. That's not that big.
And you probably don't have to bring any of the, the couch if she even has
I don't know.
one.
She, even at that mark, 5x15, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of stuff.
I'd head out there, but it's just too damn liberal out there. I don't fit in.
Now listen, here's the deal. If you can, please email us to live@troubleshooter.com. live@troubleshooter.com. Bright Light Chiropractic has come on board because I was looking for a chiropractor, and I found one in Bright Light, a chiropractor who does true chiropractic adjustments, and they are truly good people. Dr. Mike Hederscheit is the doc. He is a neurological performer. He does this thing called torque release technique, which targets the nerves to help the body heal itself, and then the subluxations go back into place, the misalignments, and you then become healthier on your own. It's what chiropractic was supposed to be. His website's very easy to navigate. It'll tell you all about him. You can even set up appointments. A full evaluation with digital x-rays and a thermal scan along with an evaluation is just $50, just $50. Adjustments are $50. Or you can buy a package and get them as low as $30. Veterans are always $30. Now listen to this, okay? There's a special. If you get the evaluation and first adjustment, it's just $75. So he waives $25 of that. So it's $75. And then you don't have to pay, of course, the evaluation when you come back. You just pay for the adjustments. You will love him. University and County Line. That's the basic area. If you're looking for a good chiropractor, BrightenYourFamily.com. BRIGHTEN. BrightenYourFamily.com. 720-583-4506.
Actually, Mark, that's the conservative part of California. That's right by Yosemite, Merced. Yosemite Park. You could go there for vacation, go to the park, the beautiful park, pick the stuff up.
Isn't that where Yogi Bear lives?
No,
That's a Jellystone. But that might have been based on that.
No, Yellowstone.
Oh, Jellystone.
Jellystone, Yellowstone.
It rhymes.
Southbound 225 between Parker and I-25. Hopefully old problems are not popping up. The weather forecast is going to be sunny today and beautiful with a high near 80.
Did you want to view that Seinfeld episode to make sure
It sounds funny. It sounds funny.
Well, it wasn't real. It was just so funny because she was Kramer.
They kidnapped and killed him. We should do some digital for zero.
Kramer's city is too rough. It's for you.
You know what? We should do some digital. For what?
That says that zero race of
Oh, you'll see that? I was
way more comfortable and quieter.
irritated, to say the least. About which one? What were you irritated about? That they wanted to pull us.
Okay,
For the life of me, it made no
I got a
sense.
$10,000 hospital bill
Looked at it
set.
as one big package, Mark. That's
Took
what
Renee
they
to
did.
the
No,
ER.
but the
She
first
was only
email
there
I
for
sent
2 hours.
a week or two ago when they
$10,000.
introduced themselves to me and wanted to see the contracts, I explained everything.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was there for about an hour.
But you're right. Ultimately, what they do is wrap us up into any other kind of radio, no matter how you look at it. Talk radio.
They should have canceled.
Mark, $10,000 hospital bill, buddy. ER.
Who?
My wife.
Isn't the max out of pocket like $6 on your thing though?
Yeah, so I'm going to pay $7 out of pocket.
Yeah.
And they're going to pay $3.
Here's the
For a couple hours, I couldn't believe it.
here's the good part, and I know you don't want to hear this, is anything else done for this calendar year, you don't pay a dime for. So anything she needs done, you get it done this year because you're already maxed out of pocket.
Oh my gosh. Stephanie would say, how much? $8,000 on yours? Jeez.
we get these calls like once a week on emergency. Did you know it was emergency?
The one went into a solar window.
Yeah, I'm dealing with her.
I knew it, another, but I didn't know how much. I was thinking the bill would probably be
I'm dealing with
1,000 or something. I didn't realize it was 10.
That's one that I sent to him
We had one to call in
4 or 5 days ago, and I've yet to hear any reply. Here's my biggest problem is the lack of communication.
It's crazy.
She was only there a couple hours, man. I mean, that's all it was. She was.
Frank, it's absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, you know,
I find it reasonable.
You find it reasonable.
So you go to it.
We're going to open up our own chop shop.
She has diabetes, Mark, so it was scary because she was severely dehydrated. She couldn't keep anything down. So
was that the main problem?
She was having horrible stomach cramps. And they checked her first for a heart attack. They said that
put your headphones on.
And they said she was severely dehydrated, but she was having some real bad stomach cramps.
You know, when was that?
So, oh, this was like a month ago.
You put IV,
IV, everything, yeah.
Before us.
Yeah.
He went to the hospital last night before us.
Who did? Oh, really?
Exactly what you said. Extremely.
Stomach cramps, yeah. They don't know what it is. Was it just dehydration for stomach cramps in your wife?
Well, so that was one of them, and then there was something else.
Dehydration is so.
But they gave her
hydration is critical.
The cramps and all that.
Especially in Colorado.
Renee, yeah, I had to get her to the ER.
The best thing
she has diabetes, so it was scary, you know, and she was severely dehydrated. She couldn't put anything down. She was having horrible stomach cramps.
She has type 2.
Yeah, and they said that, well, the first thing they checked her for was a heart attack. So I guess in women they have different symptoms than men, and that's one of the symptoms is the stomach, the cramp like that. And so unfortunately there was no heart problem, but you know, yeah, we were there. It was a rough night.
Hydration is everything.
Yep. And then that bill came. Oh, buddy.
Rougher day.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
If you drink a lot of salt water, like right from the ocean,
and the hurt bait. Oh,
it's the best.
I used to get headaches all the time, and it was dehydration. I haven't had a headache since I kept myself up.
How
much water do you drink?
Right off right by our house at Lucin, 470. We don't go anywhere.
I probably drink at least 2 gallons a day.
Oh, no.
I drink a lot now.
I bet I drink about 2 gallons a day.
I really stay away from pop anymore. I just don't think it's good for you.
The worst part about it, though, is I get up. During the day, I almost never got to urinate. But at night, man, it's like every 2 hours. I think that's an old thing.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
303-713-TALK. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center. When you hear that, know that they can help with your tinnitus and they can help you with your hearing loss. They have a new location, and it's a beautiful location at Clarkson and Hamden. So please check them out. If you have any tinnitus, ringing in the ears, they have permanent treatment for that now. They also can address hearing loss, one or both. They have done it for me. Helpforringing.com. Look them up. Helpforringing.com. And if you want to call 303-534-0163, 534-0163. Okay, listen. Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. We have a question here on email. Hold on, I'm looking for it right here. It says, I don't have time to call. I'd like to know a quick question I heard you talk about. I have never purchased a home, so I'm a little uneducated. I was wondering if possible to buy a house with tax issues hanging over my head. I owe the federal IRS about $8,000, but I don't have any other debt. My fiance and I have decent credit, but we do have the tax issue. And the tax issues are from 10 years ago.
So here's the deal. If you're in a payment plan with the tax issue and you've made 6 payments on that plan, we can qualify you with the payment on the plan.
That's good to know. So
yep, that's for FHA and VA as well.
Okay. So, also, all right. What about accelerating mortgages? Do you have programs where people can accelerate?
For sure. You can prepay any mortgage you have right now.
Do you tell them how to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And when we're saving people money, all the time we show them how to apply a portion of it back.
Do you provide the amortization schedules?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And again, people, they have the custom term loan, so you don't have to go back to 30. Anyway, I wanted to get those emails out.
Do VA loans, I always hear it's 100% to value. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
100%.
So what out-of-pocket do you have with the VA?
So with the VA, when you're buying, typically, on the buy side, you can literally get in with no money out of pocket. Now, here's the one thing I want to point out. You will have to put earnest money into the transaction, okay? And depending on what's going on in the negotiation process,
you may get all that earnest money back. Some of that may go towards other things. But yes, you can truly on a VA loan buy a house with zero money into the deal. You'll have to put more earnest money down, but you'll get that back.
How about if they want it? Say, let's say they have $100,000. They want to refi right now. You're saying they could take that whole $100,000 in equity out on a VA.
Yes,
that's incredible.
And you can even consolidate bills, pay off debt, get money for home improvements.
303-713-8255. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. We will talk to Aaron about his apartment fire. We do have lines open. I promise you, if you get in now, we can take care of your problems. So if someone lied to you, cheated you, or ripped off, call now, 303-713-TALK. And don't forget, referralist.com.
Attention all men. Have Viagra...
I usually don't. The only time I drink those, I drink water.
How much, you know, how much 2 gallons
of those, I'd say 10, maybe.
You're trying to hit a target.
So usually here,
I'll only call you and Greg.
That's what
I'll drink about 5 of these. When I go home, I drink, it's a big beer mug, but I put ice in it, so I'm guessing it's probably, yeah, you know what, you're probably right. I probably do it. It's over a gallon, but it's maybe a gallon. 2 gallons is, it's fine. I wonder what you're supposed to do.
Okay, but
it's the same thing we were here, next break I am. You want to? Yes.
So the other thing is, my body, unlike yours, I'm 99% water, so I'm already hydrated.
But you have those very high tribes, and that needs more water.
My tribes are perfect. My tribes are like 100. 200 is the limit. And you were at what?
5:30 in the morning.
Dangerous.
I'm running to school.
Dangerous.
I
really thought mine were mind-blowing, because really it is 200. Mine were at 100.
But that 200, I think, is if you...
A couple hours later, she has
yeah.
I said, here, water, take a cracker.
No,
I can't.
There's a lot of people that
have
have
a cracker. I said, okay, girl, we need to get you in. No,
my cholesterol's fine.
So finally,
what did I... Remember, we tied, literally tied on 2 things. Isn't that weird?
I need you to help me cholesterol.
Isn't that true? I mean, what are the chances of that? Down to a number.
Finally, she lets me take her. And I think
I can't believe you've been copying
said she was severely dehydrated.
Maybe you'll get your shit together and get higher try.
She was okay, but she's still getting
try higher.
And what I told her is maybe you got to get a stomach, what do you call it? You know, the scan, the ultrasound. I said, well, just check it out. No. So that's the hard part when you're married to somebody who's stubborn. Because I'm a chicken. If I'm sick, man, I'll go. I don't want to die. I don't want to get sick. I mean, I will go to the hospital. I don't care. I'll go to the doctor. It's okay with me, man. You know, she just will not go. You have to really it's really like pulling teeth with her. Yeah.
Yeah, my husband thinks he's invincible.
I think my mom probably.
He looks invincible.
He's pretty invincible for the most part. Yeah, we'll give him that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. But yeah, I don't like being sick. If I feel like that, man, I will go get it checked out. I don't play games. No way. I can't afford to be dead, man. I got to take care of myself. So if I think I'm having a problem, believe me, I will go to urgent care. Urgent care,
but not emergency care.
No.
That emergency care.
ER is only for that. ER. It's got to be.
A lot of people, the UC Health, they got like one door is emergency and one door is regular, and it's like I say, a lot of people get. It's not the rope adults, they don't ask, is this emergency care?
Well, Renee drug on too long. Had she went when I wanted her to, we could have went to urgent care, there was still open, it would have been all right. She waited too long, and it's so late in the day now. And the soonest option we had was the ER, which was a few blocks away.
You guys got anything that you can call a nurse? Our job has that. They are so good.
We have Kaiser. So they do have a call a nurse thing, and
you go over your symptoms.
They got a nutritionist, and they got some cool stuff. I mean, hey, it's all right.
And I think we got earlier. You know, if she doesn't want it, if she just calls them up when she just starts feeling bad. That might have really.
Oh yeah.
It says, hey, this sounds like a dehydration issue. And you start drinking water and see what it does.
Oh my God! But she couldn't put anything down. That was a problem. So when they got those IVs in her, that's when she started doing better after a few minutes. Perked her right up. But boy, up until then, forget about it. That is.
No, the cost of that, though, they should give you what it's going to probably look at, but then they don't even know.
Well, they don't even know, and
the laws don't, for emergency, they don't have to tell you, or they don't have to give it, but.
My thing with doctors, though, you got to take some of this with a grain of salt, because they'll tell you, you'll hear one thing from one person, another person will tell you something totally different. That's always been that way. That's always been that way.
How can I lower my triglyceride levels? See dams.
You need to hire them. Yours are too low.
You got a bet.
She's been dieting, which is good, and I have too.
Seriously, what I got from Mark and Suzanne was that intermittent fasting.
I fast every day.
No, what do you guys think about juicing, though? Have you seen that guy?
No way.
Okay. What don't you like about it?
It's pure carbs. It's pure sugar.
No, I understand. But
pure sugar.
But
That's what I don't like.
Have you heard of that superfood, though?
I've had sugar. I went through a stage where I drank that green crap every
Dr.
morning.
Schultz? Was it Dr. Schultz?
No, it was Adewale, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, it was superfood, though. I mean, it was crazy. If
Do me a favor, even just for entertainment someday, look up Dr. Schultz, SCHULTZ. Watch him up on YouTube. Watch his superfood thing and tell me what you think. Because I bought a bunch of the superfood.
Are you liking it?
Right
I mean,
now,
that's what matters.
Right now, I'm doing high protein, low carb because I've got to drop 30 pounds and I got to do it quick. So that's the way to do it better. I mean, quick. But at some point, I think what I would do is go do the superfood. But they say detox. But what I've heard and read and seen is that if you do a juice diet or a certain way for like 11 days, you reboot your body. Every so many months, you do that.
Fasting, no, really.
I've heard that too. But you know something else I've heard and I didn't realize this? You can't have too much fish, supposedly, because of the mercury or whatever.
You can have too much fish, you're saying.
You shouldn't have too much fish.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Should not.
And then certain fishes
like tuna, or I thought you could have it all the time. I guess you can.
And they really don't like it if you're childbearing age.
Yeah.
For women,
right.
On 6:30. Oh shit! Who's he done or not done?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have open lines except for one line, so you can get right through right now. We're doing real estate, we're talking lending, and anything else you want to talk about. And speaking of that, Plumbline Services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And with Plumbline, you know what I like to hawk? Their free second opinions for any major repair, service change for electrical, any drain work that you need, any hot water heater or water heater or furnace or air. They will give you a free second opinion, and you can trust Plumbline. Good, honest people in business for a long time and with me for 30 years. PlumlineServices.com. Remember, PlumlineServices.com. The other thing that, of course, they can do is the 93 are free with drains. So if they can't free your drain or clear it, for $93, the call is free, and they give you the full written report as to exactly what's wrong. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086, PlumlineServices.com. Aaron has an apartment fire, and then we have open lines, and I'd love for you to call. Also, you know, it seems like newspapers are going away. I just want your opinion on that, if you have one. If not, fine. I know it's hard to get through with a consumer show in the first 2 hours that are jam-packed. We seem to have a little more leeway here if you wanted to talk on that. If you feel that newspapers have seen their day. I mean, do we need... I'm not asking if we need local news. Of course we do.
What's your opinion on it?
I don't think we need a local newspaper. I never pick up a newspaper. I go online. I'm satisfied to go online.
How about local news? Like station TV, like 974
Oh, yeah,
Fox.
of course. Very important. God, it's very important. Local TV news, local radio news, even local print. But I think you could have the Denver Post online. Now, I know they're making an attempt. But you see, newspapers aren't what they used to be. So you can't have
no one reads
the
them.
Same sites. But we do need that kind of stuff. Listen,
can you imagine having to wait around for your delivery boy and going outside to get a newspaper? I mean, seriously, compared to just picking your phone up.
Or your computer or whatever. We truly need more accurate news as well. I mean, you can't. There's not enough news to fill a newscast. There really isn't. So you have these features and you have all this other stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fun, but we really need people looking into important issues. And I think we get hung up on so much crap in local news. Listen, I worked in local news for 32 years in local TV. I can tell you exactly what it is. If you have to enterprise things if things don't happen, and we don't often enterprise the important stories.
Here's the crusp of the newspaper business. You two, when's the last time you put advertising dollars into the Denver Post or the Rocky Mountain News when they were around?
1995. Yeah, it's been 15 years.
That's why they're failing.
That's Ideal Home Loans. That's Frank Duran, the real estate man, and Stephanie Thomas. Okay.
Can I chime in real quick?
Yeah,
but
go
I've
ahead.
had a client here recently that requested it specifically and was upset with me because that wasn't something that I normally did.
In the what paper?
Down in the Colorado Springs in the Gazette. I actually had somebody that there was a miscommunication.
She wanted to advertise.
Well, yeah, they assumed that would be a normal part. They never asked me. And
that you would run their house in the paper.
Right, where
who would look for a house in a newspaper?
That's not an avenue that
that's like getting your stock quote in the newspaper.
No, I know. Aaron, what about this apartment fire? What happened, Aaron?
On the 29th, we had a fire that started below us. We were sitting on the couch that Sunday evening. Heard some commotion, didn't hear any fire alarms. Went out on my balcony, looked down, the flames rolled up at me. Came back inside, told my fiance, hey, we need to get out. We got out. Luckily no one was hurt. Firefighters let us back in that night. Since then, we've been trying to get back in. I understand the fire destroyed our living room, dining room, and kitchen, but we still have my 3-year-old's baby stuff and my things from the Marine Corps that are in storage containers in a closet that they're not letting us back in to get.
Why?
They're saying, well, at first they went on the insurance adjuster. That was my first excuse.
But hold on. Just to go in and get personal stuff, I don't understand that at all. I just don't understand it.
This is my frustration right now. They told us they was waiting on the insurance adjuster to take pictures before we can go in and get anything. Then it was they're waiting on the fire report to come out. The fire report's still not out.
This was on April 29th?
It was.
And you still can't get in there just to get your stuff?
No. And so
by order of who?
This is by the apartment manager, the property manager himself, and the contractors and security that's watching the place. I went and personally talked to the contractors. Now they're telling me it's asbestos. I've been told 3 and 4 different things.
Well, it doesn't matter what you're told. They do have authority to keep you out under certain circumstances.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but you're not the only one, right? Everyone else is. And what is the name of this apartment place?
It's the Cliffs at 6th Avenue West.
The what?
The Cliffs.
The Cliffs at 6th Avenue West.
Yes.
And was it one apartment? What happened?
It started, well, from what I've been told, is I was told by a witness the night of the fire, or actually a few days after the fire, that night she heard the apartment manager, which is the leasing manager that lives on the first floor, say that her roommate dropped her cigarette on the couch, and that's what started the fire.
Oh, okay. Do you have renter's insurance?
I just moved in 3 weeks prior. We were working with the insurance company the week prior to the fire, but it was never initiated.
Uh-oh. You understand, and I hope you do understand, that that's going to be bad news for you because smoke damage, water damage. Now, everybody and their mother is going to be going after the tenant, but if the tenant doesn't have renter's insurance, the tenant
on the first floor did. We're just waiting on a fire report to come out.
I mean, whoever started the fire could be called negligent. You might go after their insurance, but if they don't have insurance, most of the time these people just go bankrupt. There's, they're done.
This is understandable.
So, Aaron, we'll call over there. Deputy Dan, can you call and see when they're going to release it, or just say, but ask specifically the question, what do you do for people like this guy? They just need to get some baby stuff. Otherwise, they have to go out and buy this stuff. But this is really a really good reason to have renter's insurance. Okay, open lines, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. What is on your mind? Okay, so in the email realm for real estate, what is the chance of something staying on the market more than a month, and why? So, Tom, you're always talking about hot market. Then what would a reason be for a home not selling? This particular person had a home for 3 months on the market. What's typically the problem, guys?
Overpriced, or there's something majorly wrong with the property. I would say would be the first two I would think of.
Now, overpriced, even though, let's say a house would ultimately sell for $300. I'm taking fictitious numbers, but examples. If something would ultimately sell for $300, if you list it for $315, that could hurt it. But if you list it for $265, you could end up getting $300, right?
Good point. There is that sweet spot, and think of it like a slingshot.
You literally have to get somebody to start bidding to get that going.
Sure, it's like a slingshot. I mean, you wouldn't pull it way back here, but there's that spot. When you let go, it has maximum force going forward. It's the same thing with price. That's where you hit the sweet spot and ultimately get a good bidding war.
So when you get a real estate guy who wants to list your house, and they say, we're going to list it. No, we got to list this for $345. And Frank comes in and says, no, I'm going to list it at $328 and $990 or something. And then the guy that wanted to list it higher, it might sit on the market where you will get multiple offers. Is that your goal?
Well, yeah, but you also want better quality of offers coming in too. You want to give the key to this is leverage, and the more choices the seller has, the better chance they have of getting not only a better price, but better protection later in the transaction.
He brought me like, my God, 7 good
But the thing
offers.
that surprises me is how he lists it for less than you want, because in this market, listing it for more and coming down is not the strategy. It's listing for less and getting multiple offers and taking more.
And then taking the best offer.
And there's a percentage of them that don't appraise, but that's where you get that bidding war. Somebody's willing to pay the difference if it don't appraise, which covers that gap.
Have you had many cases where people will pay the difference?
Many.
Oh, in this market he must.
Stephanie,
yes.
you too?
Oh, yeah. We write that in.
The appraisal doesn't matter. Then if that happens, does it affect the appraisals? It does, right? If people are willing to pay more, can you make the argument then for comps next time around? Does that neighborhood start coming up in value?
Next time.
Yeah, appraisers are going to see that homes are selling at higher amounts in that area, and they'll use those as comparable sales for future sales.
And I've had appraisers ask me, did you get multiple offers? Can you send me a couple copies? I want to see what kind of offers you were getting, too.
All right, now, hey, Brent, I just need to ask
Go ahead.
Does it bother a lender when people are buying for way more than it appraises, even if they're bringing in money?
If they're covering the gap with cash, because you have to realize the buyer does typically set the market, but the appraisers are limited to the comps that are available.
But there could be a higher default rate, I could argue, that if they pay more than it's worth. Of course, you could argue, no, they have more invested.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If they've got the cash invested, we know from a lending perspective, if they have more cash invested than would be required, they are more likely to pay and stay in the event of some kind of a problem.
So overpriced housing doesn't bother you?
No, it does from an affordability standpoint when you start to get to certain points, and where I think we all would agree we're seeing that here in the Colorado market, that you're starting to reach an affordability point where a lot of people are getting priced out of the market completely.
Well, back to local news real quick. I understand, like Channel 9, 74, Fox, whatever. We do need local news. I agree with you. But explain this one to me. You were in that business forever. Why the hell do we need local...
Denver, just 32 years
Why the hell do we need local affiliates? Why the hell do we need someone that owns Channel 9 out here when ABC, CBS, Fox, why don't they come in, set up, and then they simply purchase the local news from it? What the hell is the purpose of an affiliate? I don't even understand the business model.
Because here's why. In the old days...
Yeah, I know, but just like the newspaper, that's the old days.
That's the purpose, that they had an affiliate process because they could not transmit nationwide. They literally would satellite or cable to a station who would then transmit to its market. There was no technical way to broadcast nationally.
Now that there is, why haven't they changed this old, crappy model?
I'm going to tell you why, because of this phenomenon in the old days. It's like a giant ship moving. The system was set up with affiliates in each market, and then the network would require the affiliate to take prime time. The affiliate would have to fill the rest of their day with syndicated program and news, and then the FCC required community programming to meet certain needs. So those were the three
So
requirements.
PBS was
prime time. No. I mean, you have to do public service announcements and certain.
Oh, got it.
So you had prime time network, you had syndication and game shows and local news, and then you had public service. And this is what you had. What happened was when it became possible for these guys to go on satellite and consumers to get them direct, okay, the model should have changed, but the FCC had in place rules on how many you could own. You could not own more than a certain percentage. I mean, so it was very difficult. Now they could own one in every market, there wouldn't be any problem with that. But then you have the sheer expense of it. The thing is not for the network to buy local stations. There's no reason to own a local station. The networks can simply broadcast to the country now on cable and satellite and on broadband. There is no reason to have an affiliate for the transmission part of it. There's no reason. But they have found that local affiliates with local news and local issues attract viewers, and they want those viewers to stay for prime time. So networks can go direct, but in the markets where they go direct, they still make deals with local affiliates because, well, there are some places that don't have local affiliates. All you get is the network, and that's it. And then for your local affiliate, you have to sign on to another market, another city. But right now, it's not so easy. You know, Fox does that. Fox doesn't have local. I mean, sure, they have local affiliates, but I mean, I'm talking about the cable station, Fox and CNN. They don't have local affiliates. They literally broadcast to the country, and they do an effective job. And it does it well. But the local news and the networks have had this handshake relationship. And you're asking why.
I see it going away.
Yes, well, there's no reason for it, as you say. Local news stations and local stations, the only reason they're affiliated with a network, the only reason is to provide prime time. That's the only reason. And for branding. You know, you brand your station, and it gives it credibility. But I can see someday that they're going to do away with it, except that you have to understand it doesn't cost them to have affiliates. To have affiliates...
Well, no, because the affiliate, 9 News, makes money off the selling the advertising during prime time, right?
It's adjacency advertising, or they have some of their own...
Some inserts, whatever.
Right.
So that would be where ABC would make more money.
Well, yeah, ABC could make more money if they sold regionally or local ads, but it's really difficult to do. I mean, the technology is there, but we are so used to having local stations that as a combination of local programming and national programming. If you look at some of the cable stations that just do local programming, there isn't really... they don't have a lot of eyeballs. I don't know. Things are changing, though. Let's put it this way. Local stations have lost tremendous viewership. They're nothing like they used to be. I mean, percentage-wise, they're going down, down, down. They're not growing. Local news isn't growing. They're losing viewers. And so who knows what's going to happen? I think local radio and local TV are going to change just like newspapers did. Are they going to go away? I doubt it. There's always going to be a need for someone on the radio or on TV to be discussing local issues. When I talk about some lying, cheating, ripoff, ripping someone off, or we do a story about a plane crash, I mean, we have to have somewhere to tune in. And I think we like having that local issue. All right, we have to take a break. I want you to call right now. We can get right through. I love having open lines like this, 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Al Aramis of Pro Auto Care. Al, you have an AC service system check for 5 callers, sir. Each. Let me bring you up. There you go. 5 callers in each location. This is very important, Al. Explain it to me, please.
So it's simple. The only way you'll know if an air conditioning system is where it can be as far as performance, efficiency, it's to check the pressures. That's the refrigerant inside the system. After a while, you'll notice you get in your car, you turn on the air on, it takes forever to cool down. You've lost refrigerant. You need to check pressures. You might need a service. So I'm going to do 5 callers each store. This is just the perfect time for doing this. I'm not going to do this again for a while. And we're going to also, if you needed to have that service done, if you needed the evacuation recharge, I'm going to charge you $119.95.
You can't beat it.
And labor for the it's fantastic.
No.
So the inspection costs you nothing.
So you're free. Five callers for each location, absolutely free if you call right now. And if you need the work done, complete AC service and recharge, all of it, just $119 if you need it. But a free check, 5 in each location, 303 Pro Auto. That's 303 Pro Auto. Also, when we're talking about cars, we can't forget good old Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. Used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans. 40 lenders to choose from, and prices clearly marked. That is an important thing if you're looking for a car. Shop around. Rockies wants you to shop, but by all means, shop and compare apples with apples. You'll know that Rockies has some great deals for you Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, Saturdays, 9 to 6, 63rd and Federal, 303-426-4646, and of course the website, RockiesAutos.com.
This report is brought to you by Life.
Of all the days, though, this is the biggest challenge I've had. That was good, though.
Yeah, here, sir. I'm out of here. Thanks, guys. Good to see you.
Later,
Take
man.
care.
And let's stay in touch.
Yeah, holler.
Emails are good.
Yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
I need you to keep me on board with that.
I have got I've got an interview coming up on KRDO. Basically, their main news guy will do some free interviews for me occasionally. You want to do one if I set it up?
Absolutely.
And it's during their news.
Yeah, awesome. We'd love to. All right, let us know. All right, guys. See ya.
How much time, brother?
Right now, a few clouds above in Denver.
Well, give me one. I'll come back with it for you.
Okay. Well, you know what? And then take Aaron in the apartment.
Yeah, so I asked
Well,
about
no,
that.
I'll just wait. I mean, it's okay. I'll try to figure it out. I just wanted to.
So I called on the apartment there.
Yes,
and
sir.
It's the state that's keeping them from going in. And she's, as far as asbestos, she can't say for sure or not if that's what it is, but the state is recommending that they throw everything out anyway because of water and smoke.
That thing with Genesis. If that happens and there is asbestos in the drywall, and the drywall, because of the storm damage, in any circumstance, would they be responsible for the abatement as well? Does that question make sense? I don't know the answer. That's kind of weird, because I forgot they brought up asbestos. Wouldn't that
Well, it's
suck?
up to the landlord to go for all of that. I mean, these tenants have limited. I mean, they're tenants. I mean,
yeah, they are.
But if he destroyed their business by negligence, I mean,
this Veterans Day. Instead, SHOP is recognizing the veterans and active military members by making a $5,000 donation in honor of their team members that served. On top of that, SHOP is putting together a military-inspired boot camp to run Sunday, May 27th.
I just called them out to get my siding done.
Benefiting the Teddy Dees Foundation.
Oh, did you?
If you've
Yeah.
been considering
Did they give you a
11,000. Yeah, it's going to be. You know what's happening?
when are they starting?
Well, I haven't hired him yet. I just.
Turn off the audio.
Supports organizations right in our backyard. You can find out all the event details and incredible offers across their entire campus at shomp.com. And get yourself registered for the event. Shomp Automotive. One price, one person, 1 hour.
Sean Hannity.
Has anyone ever noticed that Donald Trump, all the times that he confronts, let's see, North Korea, China, Russia, they always back down? That's something that the left never seemed to understand.
Sean Hannity, coming up today at 1 on Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW.
You and I go hard.
Hi, Tom Martino here, Centeno Schultz for True Stem Cell Therapy. I have said this enough, and I hope you're spreading it around. Living stem cells can only come if you harvest them from the person at the time. You cannot ship them. They're not an amniotic fluid that is shipped to chiropractic offices or any other office. Centeno Schultz True Stem Cell Therapy, if you want it, get it there. They're also doctors and can give alternative treatments if you're not a candidate for stem cell, because not everyone is. Okay, Centeno Schultz. They also go by Regenex. Please look for them. CentenoSchultz.com, 303-963-9201, 963-9201. I just wish these people, these business people, all of them, Centeno Schultz, all of my good friends, I wish they would get better websites. Honest to God. I just can't believe how many businesses believe the name of their business has to be in the website. You want to know, there are so many stupid examples. They use hyphens. They use all kinds of stuff. It's ridiculous. Now, you know what a company has one of the best websites? He didn't try to get his name in there. I told him, forget your name, okay? Yeah, you're Lent Construction, all right? But you know what he did, Mark? He went out and got a website called bestbasementsdenver.com. Okay.
And they are.
It's not the name of his business. No, it's not. Now, I also like if you make the phone number if it's easy. Like
303 Pro Auto.
Yeah. But Lent Construction, the way Jack did this, Best Basements Denver, of course, he wants to concentrate on basements, but that's the way to do it. BestBasementsDenver.com, and of course he does do them best, in my opinion, because of the line-by-line quotes. He gives you these. He has this concept called value engineering, where he tries to do the complicated stuff but not charge you a lot for it. There are ways to do things of value, they're called. They're great ways to do things without spending the most money. So many people feel like, you know, you have to spend to get that look, and he doesn't do that. But anyway, BestBasementsDenver.com. Let's think of some other good examples. I love good examples, but let's say, okay, Flexident is pretty good. Flexident of Colorado. That's the name, and Flexident does say something. But I would like to hear, like, for example, let's say I was trying to think of Centeno Schultz. Okay. Sure, that's wonderful. That's their name. They're doctors.
Simply Floors Inc.
Oh, that's good.
.com.
Simply Floors. Okay. But you see, he had to add the Inc. because he probably couldn't get Simply Floors. So you could say, like, one time, you know, let Al fix it. And I'm not talking about any particular business, but that can be, the name of your business could be completely different. There's no reason. When people are in business, you need something people will remember for a website. But the especially dumb ones are the ones that take the name of their business, and since they can't get the name .com, they do initials, and then they do hyphens. Or if things have double meanings, like the word for, very bad. Is it the number 4, or is it FOR, or is it FOUR, or is it literally the numeral 4?
Or FORE.
Or 2. You know, like if you did Coates, like we used to do on Coates for Colorado, okay, if you had, but is it FOR or number 4? You have to have things that are easily memorable. But people, if I can tell you one thing, in your business, you do not have to have a website with your name in it. It's okay to have it, like Troubleshooter Network. That's fine, but that's not me. But it's okay to have your business, like Lent Construction we talked about. It's all right to have Lent Construction in the name, and then have that point to your site. But when you advertise, he can use the Best Basements Denver. That's the way to do it. You know, another one that has one of the best websites I've ever seen? You know, it's Fix It 24/7. Do you know what their website is?
It used to be Fix It 24/7, and that was a nightmare.
Yeah, because and there was
/7, -7.
No, but right now, do you know what he got? I don't even know how he got this. FixMyHome.com.
He paid for it.
How do you get better than that? FixMyHome.com. Fix It 24/7. And, you know, he also, now he got a phone number because he wanted to highlight the $39 special, so he has 720-526-3939. But I don't think phone numbers should be given out anymore. If I had my druthers, when I do advertising for people, I would rather just do websites.
SimplyFloorsInc.com.
I think people don't you remember FixMyHome.com? Will you ever forget that? If you need plumbing, heating, cooling, or drains, or they now do electric. If you ever need it in the future, you'll always remember FixMyHome.com. But do you remember his phone number I just gave out 2 minutes ago, Frank? Do you remember it? No. Do you? Do you remember it, Stephanie? It was 720-526-3939. You didn't. And the other stupid thing, okay, when people do funny numbers like 333-2222 or 22233, and I'll tell you why. You think they're easy to remember, but they're not, unless it's something like, you know, 866 Martino. You know, and if I could get that, that would actually be Tom Martino, 866. Yeah, it would actually spell Tom Martino if I could get it, 866 Martino. That would be okay, for a number. But when you do numbers that are numbers and they're like 222-1111 or 111-222, unless they're all sevens, that would work. And I think there is a place that has all sevens.
Taxi cab.
Okay, that's kind of cool. But anyway, if you guys have opinions on that, or if you have a business and you want to know how to make the phone ring, let me know.
How about these new ones where they go?
FixMyHome.com is definitely one of the best, and then Best Basements.
How about the ones that go, okay, hit #75 and then say blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
I don't like those.
No, but...
they're trying to push them hard.
Well, you know why? Because they own that domain, and when they get an advertiser, they don't want the advertiser going away. So they own the short code, it's called. So when you say text savings to whatever, to so, they own that number, and when you text savings, then they capture the customer's information for their client. But if their client goes somewhere else, they can't use that anymore. That's another reason. And tracking numbers. Okay, so many of you in business, you want to know who's getting you a lead. Well, tracking numbers are for immediacy, yes. If you have a number that you give to Channel 9 and a number you give to Channel 4 and a number you give to KHOW Radio and KOA, different numbers, yes, that number will tell you immediacy, but that's the only thing it tells you, because that number will appear in different Google searches because Google is intuitive, so it doesn't always tell you where it came from. Also, people hear names of companies and websites more than numbers, and they will Google you. Often I say someone is on my referral list, or they see someone on the referral list. If you search on referrallist.com, you may get a company. If you search for floors or hardwood, you get a list of companies and you see them. Then you go out and look for reviews and other things. We have some reviews on referral list, but what happens is the redundancy of seeing them over and over again might get you to call. Was it the first one that got you to call? Was it the second one that got you to call? Was it the third one? It was all of them. So it's a cumulative effect. But how many people have been ripped off using Google because they just go to the first page? The first page doesn't mean the best. It doesn't tell you relationships. One thing that it'll never tell you is how a company actually is. That's where I love reviews. Except nowadays, of course, there are so many fake negative reviews and fake positive reviews.
Here's what I hate about those numbers you were just talking about real quick.
The 222.
No. Just tracking numbers in general. So they hear you talk about, say, Plumline.
Right.
So you're talking about Plumline. You give a special out. They don't remember the phone number, of course. They get home, they Google it, and then, boom, they use the Google Plumline phone number to call. Who got credit for it?
Right. No.
Google. No, not you.
No, I understand. But Google, I think everyone Googles everything right now. Everyone. I think if you call anyone, anytime, anywhere. I know if you were on a dating site, this is what I had one guy told me, that no matter what, when he responded to a woman, that woman would Google him. And whatever is on Google,
it's a verb. They created a verb.
Yeah, they did. Now, Aaron, we have not forgotten about you. We're trying to get through to this apartment complex, and we'll have some results for you.
Oh, we did, and then they called back to you.
I know.
Okay.
And we're going to give results coming right up.
Okay.
All right, so Deputy Dan did get through to them, and right now, time to tell you about a very serious thing near and dear to my heart, the Raleigh House. It is a treatment place for addiction, okay? But here's the deal. This is not, now talk about advertising, right? They don't say, Tom, advertise for people to come to the Raleigh House so we can get people in here. They have enough people in there. They want more, sure. But what they said was, we want to become important in the area of drug addiction and treatment. So we're going to offer, we came up with this idea together, we're going to offer an information line. So if they call the number, they can get information on addiction, anything they want to know. How long does it take? How much does it cost? Does insurance pay? How do I know there's a problem? How do I know the problem's getting worse or better? Or does it get better? What kind of addictions should I be concerned about? Is meth worse than painkillers, or is painkillers worse than tranquilizers? Whatever your questions, you call the Raleigh House and you have a caring, loving staff, and they will be there to answer, okay? Here's the point. They know that you're going to find someone to treat that addiction eventually. They hope they're in the mix when you consider people. But that's not the purpose for this line. Primarily, it's to give you that unbiased information. So please call if you have an addict anywhere in your circle. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559.
This is
That's how, Mark, and that, my friend, is how you do that.
Well, you've got a problem.
What? What? What problem?
He wasn't firing them off. I reminded him when...
Oh, they're all done.
I know, but he...
They're all done. Oh, they're all done.
Yeah, hey.
Hey.
I was trying to... I even warned it. Drew, I said, he's doing commercials. You understand?
Are you really?
And he's like, no! Did you know he was?
Tom?
Yeah.
Where's your guys' inventory now?
Well, I'm not watching.
Total active.
Okay, how much?
Wow. Is that,
You owe me $1. Double or nothing on the dollar.
Are you
I
serious?
throw it from here, it goes into the trash can. Double or nothing? No? All right. No bet. And he makes it. All right, look. Double or nothing on the dollar.
He's over 15.
Oh, did it really? I sold it $14.99. I fucking sold a little early. Sell yours so you can re-up. I don't want you to make any more. I sold like 5,000 shares.
Well, Liz. So we
Did you see their numbers though? That is the best beat I think I've ever fucking seen. 30%?
Single family under contract for $6,400.
Who the fuck?
Wow.
Who the fuck? Who the fuck?
And you know what? I read an article on it because they say they came out that they were losing this crypto
That's all the Denver Metro. No, it does not include
people haven't been able to buy cars.
Not right now.
Anybody from that's exactly what. In other words, it's nice to have an inventory shortage compared to having all your shit stockpiled.
Yeah,
Mark,
they're typing.
Sure, you're not a shucks and darn kind of guy, are you? Darn it. He's just not a darn it kind of guy, is he?
It's kind of like darn.
I never understood who woke up one day and said, you can say poop and crap, but you can't say shit. I mean, who said these things? Was it George Carlin?
That's funny.
Really, who decided that certain sounds that humans make, you're not supposed to? I just never understood it.
Did you know what I was doing when I was doing it? I mean, you knew why.
I told Drew, I said, you realize he's doing all the commercials now, and he goes, well, I'm not firing him off. I didn't know he was doing them. But I literally warned him that you were doing it.
What does that mean, firing him off?
He's got to tell the system when he does a certain spot. So because if the advertiser calls you, right? Hey, you never did my spot.
I don't want
He
to
can go back and manually do it. He can go back and manually do it.
Oh, he's on?
No, he's going to be on at the end of the month.
Oh, no. I thought you meant he was coming on air. I wish he would.
Yeah, I pulled as much as I can.
Walmart needs to crack this.
I didn't say one for Sarah.
Oh, then you got
No,
I used 1% and so
I'm not selling it before earnings.
Well, yeah, right.
we already had it.
I mean, the way you did it, it educates you. It's a good thing both ways. So, you know, I mean,
Tomorrow morning.
Fire two.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have so much going on. And don't forget goldenorchard.com for the assisted living that will help you. It's the one price, covers everything. Those large landscaped yards, the memory care, the specialized care, the snacks, the meals. If you need memory care, they do have homes for that. And they very seldom have openings. So I think that they have some openings right now. And you will love this place, goldenorchard.com. Let's talk about this apartment fire one more time with Deputy Dan. Okay, Deputy Dan, first of all, they want to know why the hell they can't get in there just to get their baby stuff. They've been out since the 29th. Unfortunately, they don't have renter's insurance. but we don't even know how that's all going to fall out. But what's going on over at that apartment house?
So I talked to the leasing manager, and she was displaced also. So she's in the same boat as Aaron is. And it's the state that's keeping the people out of there. The state.
Why?
Because it's not safe. And
asbestos, right?
Well, she didn't say it for that for sure. They're still testing and everything, but the state says they're recommending that they throw all the stuff away just because of water and smoke damage anyway.
Wait a second. She then called back, Dan, during the show after you talked to her.
Oh, really?
And she told me, she said, look, tell Dan that they will be able to get their stuff within 4 weeks. Nothing is getting thrown out. She just talked to her manager.
Oh. So
no, but what she was saying is most things should be thrown out.
That's what the state's recommending, but like I say, she didn't say that it was getting thrown out.
4 weeks. Aaron, did you hear that, man?
I did. I actually got a message while I was on hold saying the same thing. I understand everything's got to be tossed, but it's my baby stuff that came home from the hospital in. It's all my Marine Corps stuff that's in sealed containers.
Wow.
That's the stuff I want to grab.
And they're going to let you, but it's going to be like 4 weeks. Meanwhile, Aaron,
that's pretty much all
where are you living? But more importantly, where are you living?
They put us in a new apartment 2 days afterwards.
Really?
They did.
Where'd they find? Hold on. Where'd they find a new apartment?
They apparently had a vacant apartment within the building. It's like 3 buildings down.
What about all the other people? Where are they going? Do you know?
The ones that lived below us, they were trying to make them sign a new lease. They didn't want to. They found somewhere else to live. And luckily, no one lived in the 4th floor.
How many people in that building you were in?
I'm not sure exactly. There was only 3 families that got displaced from it.
Oh,
and the
okay.
leasing manager herself was one of them.
Okay. Well, then that's not as terrible as I thought for all those other people, but I'm glad you're in another apartment. But Aaron, listen, is there anything, I know there's a lot of memorabilia, and you're going to get that stuff in the sealed containers, but is there anything in particular that was causing a hardship? Anything at all?
That was the biggest thing was her baby stuff. My fiance has been tore up for weeks, because she wants my, our 3-year-old's baby stuff, that she came home from the hospital. We understand we need to throw everything else away, and, the community's been great. I work at Done Right. They've been great, and we've managed to get everything replaced to where we can live now and, live back to kind of where we were, but we're just wanting this stuff that means something to us.
All right. Well, I wish there was something we could do.
We will.
I think that we can continue monitoring it and let us know how it's going, please.
I'm sure it's for his safety.
Tom, what's going on, man? I'm in favor of what you're going to talk about.
Yes, well, there was talk a couple of months ago. I even saw that some of the news channels covered it, that they were saying they were going to be voting on a bill to eliminate front license plates on cars.
They're such a waste.
How about all these toll roads?
What about them?
Well, like E470. I'm pretty sure the cameras are facing at you as you drive through.
They get your rear plate, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't have a front plate.
I
get tickets.
Take a picture of the rear.
Yeah, because I get not tickets, the toll. I pay the tolls by license sometimes. I have an account, but for some reason, sometimes it doesn't hit the account. It comes through the other side. But I don't have a front plate. No, I shouldn't have said that. But I've never had a.
They were going to be voting on this.
I have never used my front plate ever. Ever. Have you?
Of course.
I'm
not a rule breaker like you.
It's not a rule breaker. It's just there's no real nice place to put it.
Oh, that's true. Some cars, I remember my RX-8. I mean, I brought it somewhere and had it drilled into it. Sucked.
So, Tom, what about it? Do you think front plates are a waste?
I think they are, absolutely. And a lot of the new cars nowadays the manufacturers don't even provide an actual, they have to,
Do prisoners actually make license plates? Is that like a real thing, or is that just in the movies?
Plastic now.
No, they're not.
Not even stamped
no, they're not.
They're not plastic.
Well, I mean, they're not stamped. It's just a label. It's just a sheet of metal with a
No, it isn't. Mine is stamped.
Yeah. Mine's not.
I'm pretty sure mine is,
with a sticker on it.
Come on, that would be too easy to fake.
Made in China.
Hold on. You're telling me that the license plate is decaled?
Yeah. Yeah, it is not stamped. It's just a flat sheet of metal with a I don't
Somebody
know
with a license plate, go check it right now. Mine is
maybe brand new ones. Mine's not.
Yeah, well, if you have an old one, the old
mine
if you go get
mine is within since I don't know, this year. It's this year, and it's stamped.
Did you put
I transferred it, I think. Didn't I? No, I got a new one.
You probably did it for credit. Did
you
you put the new one on, though?
The new back one, yeah. I don't have the new front
Well,
one.
then you'd know if it was just stamped.
It's in the back of my car. I carry the front one.
If you have a standard green and white
Colorado
plate, that's stamped.
But who cares?
If you have a collector plate or anything, it's not.
But who cares, though? Who cares if it is there? How does it bother you simply because you don't want to put it on your car?
Well, that's part of it, and the extra cost. My real question is, there was talk that there was supposed to be, the Senate was going to be voting on this elimination, and I've heard nothing.
Okay, I've not heard.
Outcome.
You know what? I've not heard anything either.
I bet that affects all these toll roads they set up. All these lanes coming down 70 and on I-25 and E-470.
I've not heard it. Hold on. We'll figure it out, okay? I'm going to do some Googling, as they say.
Since you break the law and don't have that front plate, do you blow by tolls, too, and not pay them?
I never do that.
Red lights?
I never do that. No, I don't do anything.
Stop signs matter to you?
I think I might. No. But tell me the truth, though. On side streets where there's a clear intersection, you can see all sides, and there's a four-way stop. And come on, I just want to know the truth. Do you ever do the California stop and roll?
I personally would not do that.
You go really slow. Suzanne, does he really follow every single traffic rule, really?
Mark is holier than thou with his driving,
Thank you.
He'll come to if there's no one around anywhere, and it's late at, or early in the morning, you can see every direction, and there's a four-way stop. He's going to come to a complete stop.
He's a rule breaker that doesn't get caught.
Well, I don't know what that means. Anyway, Mark Trenner is someone who can protect your intellectual property. So if you invent something or you have an idea, go to him first. Don't go to these internet sites, this 1-800 stuff, invention submission places. They're rip-offs. Mark Trenner, Trenner Law, the real deal. He will, and he's very inexpensive because he just has a very small office and he gives you personal attention. Okay? 720-221-3708. But look for Mark Trenner, Trenner Law, on my referral list at referralist.com.
This report is brought to you by Lifeline.
One crash.
It's not 100, but it's moving. The digital side.
Oil just went down.
What
Oil
was
negative. Tom, you got to get rid of that.
I know. I have an attorney working on title work. I'm doing all my title work. I have more. My offer right now would give me a 75% profit over what I bought it at.
Say that again.
So I thought you didn't even know what you bought it at.
Well, I know my whole amount.
Basis.
I know my whole amount. I don't know per acre.
Plus, you've been getting
royalties. Yeah, only life-wise.
You should sell it.
I'm going to, because it's too volatile. But that's what he's doing. He's doing title work. But I could literally make another
what a pain in the ass. How much you got to spend to figure out what the fuck you own?
Oh, it was just.
It's not crazy.
No, just random stuff. Because I just don't know how to read it. But it's all in title work. It's all in title work.
So he just knows how to read it.
Well, you have every, like, Oklahoma's worth a whole lot different than what Colorado's.
Cushing, baby! Cushing!
Let me tell you, it's where you're at, the play and everything. You need a title guy. I bet your lawyer goes to a title guy in that state, right there.
One in each state?
Yeah, or one in each area.
Each county?
It's crazy. Title work is absolutely crazy. And I don't know what what percentage, you don't own the whole mineral rights, you own just a portion.
I'm on with a whole bunch of people. Jesus Christ, I mean, there's a whole shitload of people.
Let me tell you, that's a nightmare when they got distributed revenue.
I don't know how they do it. I get a check.
Right, but it's a nightmare.
And then somehow people offer me money, so they must know what I own, because they offer me for one county or another county. But you have to understand something.
They could be on the
I have thousands and thousands of acres that are still undeveloped. They're worth a lot of money. They're still undeveloped.
Maybe worth nothing.
Yeah, but mine are worth a lot of money because I have really good ones. I mean, I don't have a bad property among them. Not one bad one. One went out of it. They shut in. They totally shut in. So that one's not worth anything.
You could drill almost anywhere in Cushing, Oklahoma, and you'll strike oil. Do you know that?
Just like Bakersfield, California, you drill
But
anywhere and hit oil.
But my royalty streams have been going up.
You don't know what Cushing is yet.
Do you know that I almost
serves? So if you drill down, you
I almost thought, you know what? With the money I'm getting now every month, I may just. It feels good.
It feels good.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Mike's got a comment on the front license plate issue. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, it was probably the last 10, 12 years that Denver cops gave me a $65 ticket.
Really? For not having a plate?
Yeah, from the front plate, yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you'd actually get I never got a ticket, but...
What are you driving now? You're driving that white... What is it?
Me, an
Chevy
an
Equinox,
yeah.
no front license plate.
Hey,
4695 South Monaco.
Hey, Rick, what's going on, man? What's your comment?
I think what they ought to do is, when I was stationed in Germany, instead of having a front plate per se, they had a sticker that went on the inside of your windshield. Instead of having that front plate. That way, another good thing about that is somebody does steal your license.
You're right. You know, that's a good idea, Rick. I often wondered why more people don't steal plates, thieves. Hey, Peggy, what's going on? What's happening?
Well, my front license plate is under my front seat because my car, a Buick, they didn't put
You're right.
an area. Yeah, I don't want my car to have drilled holes.
But you're
in
right.
it,
I carry it with me, so if they stop, they say, "Oh man, that keeps falling off." Here it is.
Exactly.
Velcro.
Velcro.
That industrial white Velcro.
No, it doesn't have to be white to be industrial. But you're right. There are some.
That would work.
There's some Velcro that's incredibly strong. Thank you, Peggy. So she just carries it around because she said her Buick doesn't even have a spot. And one time in another life, I had a car, a Ferrari, that you could not put a plate on that if you wanted to in the front. I mean, the way it was shaped. Or it would just ruin it. You'd have to drill through this beautiful, artwork, I call it. But in any case, I think that front plates are truly a waste. There's something else that's a waste, and I don't really want to bring it up now because it's going to cause people panic.
What is it?
Homework. I think schools, and I'm not going to talk about it now. We'll talk about it in another show. I think schools do kids a disservice. I think homework is an excuse for teachers to be lazy and not to teach and to have kids do most of the stuff, or a lot of the stuff, not most, a lot of the stuff at home and rely on parents and other kids, and it's just busy. I swear to you, it doesn't mimic life. Homework is just stupid. And the kids you have my kids all day, and then you send them home and want them to do 2 or 3 hours of work at home is ridiculous.
I can't believe you're going after the Liberal Teachers Union now. That's dangerous. They'll come out here and pick at you.
I'm not going after the teachers. I just think homework is the stupidest thing that ever. It's stupid. It doesn't mimic life. Okay, it doesn't. If you want to mimic, what you need to do is just teach kids when you have them, and then let them have time off. And also, school starts too early in the morning. It does for kids.
Jeez, I don't know about any of this you're saying, man.
Anyway, Frank Duran, the real estate man. Any final parting words, sir?
Market's hot. You know what? But if you're a buyer, think ahead, think long term, and don't lock yourself into just thinking you always have to pay way over the asking price. Talk to your agent. If you have a good agent, they'll advise you well.
Hey, Aaron, what do you have to say, sir?
Mr. Tom Martino, first of all, I want to say thanks for keeping all the scumbags in line.
Thank you.
You're doing a good job.
Thanks.
And Frank Duran, the real estate man, you really did a good job. I don't know if you remember me. This is Aaron. Did a really good job. Tom, he listed my house for less than what we wanted to sell it for.
Right.
And it brought in, it went $15,000 over what we thought it would go for, and so much so we even had a concern that it wouldn't appraise. Tom, it appraised at $15,000 over what we were aiming for. And I sold it for double what I bought it for. So kudos to Frank.
Wow.
Duran, man.
So what are you doing now? Did you buy another home?
I did, and his team also helped me with that, man. Mike Palmer did an excellent job.
Yeah, Mike's great.
Oh, man, he's the man when Frank's not.
Well, thank you. Frank, Aaron, thank you for letting us know. Now, here's the deal, okay? You remember, he said he listed it for less than these guys wanted, but he ended up getting more than he wanted because it's where you list it that gets those offers coming in. But if he had listed it high and then stayed on the market, that's weakness. And then, God forbid, you have to lower that price. As my mother would say, God forbid. If you had to lower the price, then it is a real sign of weakness, right, Frank? And there's no recouping from that. Okay, so Stephanie, any parting words from you on the market in Colorado Springs?
Yeah, the market's hot in the Springs too. You know, I advise buyers when we are in those multiple offer situations that they need to make the best offer that they are comfortable making, because ultimately that appraisal gap does come into play.
And they're going to have to make it up.
Absolutely. You know, you can make a unrealistic, crazy high offer, but if you are not planning to back that up, ultimately you're setting yourself up for failure later and a lot of frustration.
Aren't the best offers to look at when someone is going to literally put down a ton of earnest money? Doesn't that say, I am ready to buy this, I'll
Earnest
close
money,
in 30 days?
yeah.
Or cash, or no contingency.
You know, cash. You know, I know that you guys say pre-approval and we all kind of beat it into the ground, but truly that makes a difference.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm on the listing side and I'm looking at multiple offers with my clients, it comes down to who's qualified and how they're qualified.
And they want to know it's going to close, because now, do you take it off the market literally when an offer is pending? Is it off the market?
It shows under contract taking backups. That's what we do.
And so I'm surprised, because I never would do a backup, but sometimes it ends up happening where backups get it.
That's right. We had one fall through, another one stepped right in and actually got to closing.
But if someone gives you a full price offer, let's say it's priced high, and someone is less, but you know they're going to close, are you allowed to take that lesser one, or do you have to take the full price offer?
You take the one with the most credibility. You could take either one.
And you have to. But
it's all about the merits of the offer.
All right. Anyway, we're done, and this is the Troubleshooter Show. Don't forget to protect yourself. For help, information, and referrals, referrallist.com, and save all your problems for me.
I just don't understand the third hour surprise. It's weird how things work.
What do you mean?
Like how it was slow the third hour.
Well, generally, listenership, it's the busiest. Yeah.
And by the way, I have noticed that calls have nothing to do with listenership, which just astounds me too. Nothing to do with private screening of Jurassic World.
No, but then you know what
In fact, sometimes, Mark, I have found that when you get a shitload of calls, it may not be very popular.
What blows me away is fucking license plates. We say just something that has just